Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Welcome, Tom.
Playoff beard.
Mike, AM.
In the PM.
A2DRadio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. BMW of Atlantic City. We're off exit 17 in the Parkway. Find them online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant.
Make them yours.
Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. What's it, my freaking volume,
No,
dude?
it's me.
Is it you? You got me hitting buttons, Greg. I'm hitting buttons.
The rookie.
Amateur hour over here.
First time. Well, listen, he's been flying a lot.
First time, long time.
Yeah, first time, long time. Guy's been flying a ton. But listen, at the end of the day, we're going to be heavy Eagles tonight. It's going to be all Eagles. There's going to be really nothing else to talk about. Sixers playing London tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Good. We might mention if we have time at the end of the show. 10, 9, 8. We're there. But you know where our focus is, boys and girls. And our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. Which member of the Eagles will have the biggest impact on the outcome of Saturday's game versus the Falcons? Foles, Ajayi, little Cox in your life, or Mills? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. Chime in. We're going to answer all of them for the fan, by the goddamn fan. At the end of the day, maybe we shouldn't even do a show. Maybe we should just take it all off, call it a day, and just walk to our houses, drive to our houses, and go to bed and say it's over. It's over because to the national goddamn media, it's officially over. The people who watch football and say what happens in 0-degree weather translates to a game in 40 it's effing clueless, okay? Clueless. And I love being the underdog, but maybe we shouldn't do a show. Maybe we shouldn't talk Eagles.
Well, I'll just give up my tickets and, go find some bar somewhere and start drowning my sorrows, at the opening kickoff because
it's over.
We shouldn't even show up.
Yeah, it's over. And right, so the numbers glaringly speak for the Philadelphia Eagles in this football game. They do, and we're going to dive into it all. We're going to answer your questions, concerns, but right to the poll question, boys, because we are going to go through with the show because the goddamn Philadelphia Eagles are going to win this Saturday by 8 o'clock. Saturday night, we're going to be playing the NFC Championship game right in South Philly in our backyard, and I'll take being a dog again because I like that. You think it was going to be easy, Greg? Did you think it was going to be smooth sailing, Mike? We talked about it. We warned the people before Wentz's injury. It would be too easy the way it was going. Too easy. I like a little adversity, baby. I like being a dog. I like having to fight, and nobody expects you to win because what that does for everybody, it makes it so much goddamn better when we win the whole goddamn thing. And that's what we're in there for, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Michael, right to you with the poll question. That's the biggest thing. I'm looking right at it again. It was a big – you know the goddamn poll question.
I wrote the goddamn poll question. And for me personally, on Saturday night, I need some big cocks in my life because that man is going to eat Ben Garland's lunch, dinner, and the next morning's breakfast, be in the backfield all day long. Matt Ryan is going to find himself with a little bit of pressure, and that run game, shut down.
Yeah, and what Chuck said last night, and he's right, is we're bigger up front than the Rams are. And he said on Birds of the Feather last night, and it's true. We're bigger up front. The 4-3 is always a little bigger up front. It just is. And our D tackles are bigger than theirs. Right? Donald's not as big as Cox is. So that's a challenge for them. They didn't run the ball that well against the Rams to make me think they're going to come in here on a place they scored 15 points at last year on a football team defensively that was nowhere near as good as they are this year.
And only ran for 49 yards last year.
It's crazy talk. For anybody out there, And even for Vegas, it's mind-boggling. Because Vegas makes money, right, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if everybody gets you believing in the goddamn Falcons and they can make a line that favors the Falcons, where do you think a lot of that money is going to go? What do you think, Greg?
Falcons.
To the motion of the Jabrones. To the Jabrones.
Yeah.
What the Jabrones going to do is throw money away.
They're gonna throw the Falcons.
That's why I'm loading up on the other side. So let's go.
I just want to make a statement here real quick, too. For those people that want to say that Carson Wentz is not the MVP of this league because he didn't play a full 16-game season, the fact that a number 1 seed is now an underdog at home to a 6 seed for the sole reason that they don't have number 11 under center makes him the MVP of this league. Bang, done.
Real talk. Real talk.
I mean, that's a legit argument.
Because we're talking about the first time ever.
That's a legit argument.
The first time ever a team with a first-round bye, hosting the divisional round, is a dog, ever. And on the NFL Network, NFL this morning, I think it was, and I forgot the guy's name, but he said it freaking perfect when he said, this is the first time in history that a wildcard team has a second-round bye. First team in history.
Oh, Kyle Brandt, my new man crush.
Yeah, love him.
Love him.
Love him. Let my wife sleep with him. I mean, that's how much I fell in love with him.
He is a good-looking man.
It's everything said.
Not going to lie.
Go ahead. I think he went to Princeton. He was a quarterback, too. So, go ahead. Teach your own.
Not a bad
It's going to make us
education
all
right there.
smarter. It's going to make us all smarter at the end of the day. All right, so.
We actually got Falcons fans chiming in here giving us a little love. So
And we love you, too. We have no hate for the Falcons. You're not the Cowboys. You're not the Giants. You're not the Redskins.
we only hate them one day a year. It'll just happen to be Saturday.
It just happened to be Saturday.
My answer to the poll question is going to be, it's going to be both the guys on the defense because I think that's where, if we pull up the upset, it's going to have.
I like how you air quoted that too. That must mean you're thinking good thoughts here.
We'll see.
The doom and gloom.
But if the upset happens, it's got to be done on the defensive end because that's where this team right now is built.
I can't believe we're actually saying if an upset has to happen. Isn't that crazy? If an upset has to happen. That's crazy talk. I can't even believe I'm having that conversation right now. An upset?
He air quoted it though.
I know. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the masses.
Yeah, but
To the people.
I mean, this is a Falcons team that, yes, they limped their way into the playoffs, but now that they're here to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. And now this is a chance to, if you get back to the NFC Championship game, you prove that last year wasn't a fluke. Whether you get back to the Super Bowl, that's a totally, entirely different thing.
Okay, good
Everything's got to fall into place.
Right.
So now that this team is in the dance, which is all they needed to do, now all they got to do is just continue to be who they were last year. And I think that's the scary part about this Falcons team. Whether the numbers add up or not, there's a team that got there last year and should have won it last year, except for who knows what happened there at halftime. Who knows what halftime speech or fourth quarter speech Belichick pulled out of his, But for the poll question, it's got to be the defensive side. They got to be able, because I don't think our offense is going to be able to score a lot of points. So it's got to be a low-scoring game.
See, I look at the Falcons' defense, Greg, and it's a defense that's second worst in the league in takeaways. So when I look through what you have to do game in, game out, okay, going on the road in the playoffs to win, you better be able to take the football away. And that's what they did great last year, and it's something they're not doing well at all this year.
Right.
But they got some takeaways, special teams-wise, that helped them against the Rams. The question is, can they get them again? And I don't know that they can.
And Jay, at least recently, has shown at least a couple times to put the ball on the deck.
But he also ran it down their throats last year when he saw them,
Agreed.
too. So
But
they could add no answer for him. Zero answers.
At least recently with the Eagles, he's put the ball on the deck a couple times.
Okay.
And you don't know the type of throws that Nick's going to make.
Listen, I know Nick Foles by now, okay? I don't know why it's got to be a goddamn unknown. Why is it such an unknown on who he is?
Because he's not
no.
7-2.
Yeah, but he's not what you saw the last 2 weeks.
Well,
So
how do you know?
Because I know it's zero.
Stinks.
It's 0 goddamn degrees.
I'll give you the 0
You would
degrees.
stick with a Nerf ball.
I'll give you the 0
You would stick with a little Nerf ball. Put it in your hand. You would Fisher price
jumpy.
ball. A Fisher goddamn
can't
price
catch a ball that
you
hits
would
him right in the
stink with.
hands.
You would flat out
All right.
struggle.
Yeah.
I could put a Fisher price net out there
in
with
0
a
degrees,
basketball,
I'll be in
and
shorts
you would
and a
struggle.
T-shirt, and
You would
I'll
struggle.
still sling it like Michael Vick.
Come on. You know better than that.
He can't catch a snap that hits him in the hands. He's jumpy in the pocket. So you don't know what Nick Foles you're going to get. I agree, you're not getting 0 degree one series Nick Foles. I get that. But you're also not getting 27-2, and you're probably not getting New York Giants Nick Foles.
See, this is what my issue is with all the people that want to rip on Foles right now, is if the season ended after the Giants game, and you look at Foles' numbers this year, he is exactly what a backup quarterback is supposed to be. A guy that could come in and win you a game, start a game and win you a game if he had to, come in relief and not shit the bed. Then there's no reason that you can't then move on with that guy into the playoffs if your running game and your defense can step up. To me, am I excited about the way he played against Oakland and against Dallas? No, hell no, because he played horribly. But is it freaking me out? No, absolutely not. Because number one, whether anybody wants to, say, well, the Eagles hadn't yet clinched home field advantage throughout, the Oakland game wasn't meaningless. No, the Oakland game was meaningless. They ran the most vanilla version of their offense I have ever seen, and the Dallas game was meaningless. So,
and a Torrey Smith catch changes the whole narrative
but
of
you're
what
right,
your thought process was.
You're right, it does, but that's part of the game. That happens in every single game now.
Greg, sometimes it's good to go into the dance with not flying on all cylinders.
Sure.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good to be underlooked a little bit.
Don't sit here and say that I can't think, in my head as real talk and be concerned about this game.
No,
don't think that we don't have to do a show, or that that we don't have to do a show because the Falcons are going to win. But everyone who thinks that, because there's a lot of people that have the same thoughts that I do.
That's fine. Who's saying your thoughts are?
I'm not saying
a problem.
I'm not saying they're wrong, but to think that
I know you're not saying your thoughts are wrong.
I know, because I'm never wrong.
Gotcha.
Except when Doug becomes coach of the year, then you're wrong.
No, Sean McVay.
Stop
Zimmer.
Stop it.
Mike Zimmer.
Stop.
All right, go ahead. What did you have?
No, but to think that this game is going to be an easy win and it's going to be just...
This is playoff football.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, so anybody out there that thinks it's easy is delusional. Okay, so we can finish that. So go ahead.
Right, so maybe I shouldn't have said easy win.
Okay.
But to think that just because...
So to you, thinking they're going to win is an easy win? So me thinking, the Eagles are going to win this football game, to you perceive that as it's easy? It's easy?
To me, you're not seeing the other side.
Oh, I see a lot of other sides. That's the problem. I see a good football team. Nobody's taken away. But when it's glaring how they play on the road, okay, their numbers 1-3 here, Matt Ryan, okay, scoring 15 points here last year against a defense that wasn't as good and an offense that was one of the best in football last year. Okay, their offense is not nearly as explosive as they were a year ago. Okay, numbers back that. And if you want me to read them to you, I can.
No,
I'd rather not.
I can read.
Okay. I mean, everybody has Google to back up what I'm saying. They're 15th in total offense. They're 28th in the goddamn league in red zone efficiency. And they're expected to come in here, and I'm supposed to be nervous? So why do I got to be nervous? We're the big boy on the block right now.
Well, because it's
but
one
that's
and
real
done.
talk.
It's one and done.
Because why do I think
who it is?
You think I'm not nervous? You think that deep down somewhere I'm not shaking up for the game, that I'm not worried a little bit, I'm not going to wake up with jitters? Of course, every game. Even if 11 was playing, it's never easy. Come on, man. It's playoff football. But I believe in this defense at home. We talked about it the last time we were on. I know we talked about it Sunday as well. But the numbers at home are so much are a big time different. It puts them in a top 5 defense in football. Yeah. And what do we talk about that has to win in the playoffs? Can you stop the run, and can you run it? And Ajayi can run. I'm not talking that we're going to Super Bowl here, Greg. I'm talking about this one game I got a lot of faith in.
Well,
and my score's going up.
Let me throw something else out.
And I want to read off
too.
people's stuff, too, because we've been aggressive today. That's fine.
Everybody is just so worried about Nick Foles. But let me ask you guys a question. How many playoff games has Carson Wentz started in his career? That'd be a big fat 0. And how many has Nick Foles started?
I didn't go up with the other hand.
How many?
Controversy.
Yeah. How many has Nick Foles started? 1, on which he left with the lead at home on a Saturday night. So I'm all in on Foles at home on a Saturday night doing what he has to do. Now, I'm not saying Foles is going to win the game.
Okay.
I'm just saying he's not going to be the cause of them losing the game.
Guys, what? I mean, I don't see the issue with him throwing 2 touchdowns and throwing for 250, 270 in that range, and us running for 130 yards. Okay? That's going to win this football game. It's that simple. Okay? 20 points, 21 wins this game. And I don't believe Atlanta has the offense to come in here to score 21. I just don't believe in that offense this year like I did last year, Greg. And that's just the way it is.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm gonna pull up some goddamn numbers because I'm gonna back up what I said to you earlier. This is what we're going to do tonight.
But their regular season numbers, playoffs, as you said, it's a different animal in the playoffs. It's a different animal.
Okay. How about yards per game of plays of 20-plus from last year to this year, right? This is big, right? This isn't baby talk. Okay, that's 170 last year, 119 this year. That's huge drop-off.
But here you go. It's a totally different offense.
Exactly. They want to run the ball more, okay? But now you're expecting. Okay, you're coming right back into my wheelhouse, Daddy, and I flat out love it because I'll hit it the oppo. I'll hit it oppo 420 because what just happened is
420.
No, I'm not. And I forget what I just said because I said 420. But that's it. Everybody picked that one up too. We're on fire tonight. And now I forget what I was going to say. What the hell were you saying?
Sarkisian versus Shanahan.
Yeah, they want to run the football more, and for that's part of the reason the 20-plus yard plays are down, but it's also ties into why it's going to be a struggle for them to come in here and expect to run the football better than they did last week when last week they averaged 3.4 yards a carry.
Look, the Eagles,
so, I mean, how do you expect it to go up? Coming in here against a better front, one of the best rush defense in football, how do you expect that, especially at home?
They got the number one rush defense in football. Freeman's not healthy, okay? Tevin Coleman's not healthy. Julio Jones is not healthy. Their offensive line is all kinds of banged up. I mean, I give them all the credit in the world for winning 7 out of their last 9, plus the wild card game just to get to this point. To me, they've blown the load. They're done. That's it. And it's not even their fault. There's only so much you can do with banged up guys at every position. And to me, Steve Sarkisian flat out sucks. And I will take Jim Schwartz over him, offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator, 8 days a week.
So let's get to some of the peeps. Yeah. Right? Let's get to the family. Martin Williams, Ajayi had 125 yards on Atlanta's defense last year. We talked about that early on. So that
wasn't even last year. That was this year. That was 2
weeks.
Oh,
yeah, that was this year. That's what he said. He said this year, and I changed it to last year. Look at me.
That's 2 weeks before he got traded to the Birds.
I'm a problem.
It seems like last year was so damn long ago.
Right? Mikey the Greek. Yo, Mikey the Greek.
Mikey.
Hulk smash on the Falcons come Saturday. Don't think this defense ain't going to be pissed off. Dirty Bird, meet Angry Bird. I love that.
That's beautiful.
I love that. Deion Brown. Tom has a valid point. Even the GOAT said, Jerry Rice, that I hated catching the football in cold weather. But he did, and he's a lot of exclamation marks. See, that's what separates great from good and just okay. Torrey has to catch those freaking balls when thrown his way, and he does, especially when you're talking about a game of inches when you get deep into the playoffs. Everything gets smaller. The sample gets smaller. Peter Albertson, evening, all been a while. There will be a few new offensive outlook. There will be a new offensive outlook, he's saying. Bob Hartman, their defense is fast. Falcons.
They are fast.
But they give up a lot to backs out of the backfield. And he also said, what's up? What up, Bobby? Dan Martin, Foles. That O-line needs to protect Foles, and his defense has to shake up Ryan.
Okay, but let's...
I didn't even answer the poll yet. How about funny is that?
But let's think about what does Foles do best? Take the snap, 3-step drop, get it out. Where Foles struggles is when he tries to do too much. So if he just, as Doug said this week, does Nick, he's fine. Just don't try to do too much. Don't take 7-step drops and wait for Mac Hollins or Torrey Smith to be open 40 yards down the field because it's not going to happen. But you can get Alshon on a slant and watch him take it 15, 20 yards after the catch. That's fine.
Peter Albertson, 27-10. J-Train player of the game. Chris Long, defensive player of the game.
That might be a little aggressive, but I like where his head's at.
And Martin Williams, Ryan Matthews ripped them last year on the ground, too.
So here we go on this side on the
big backs.
The YouTube
are
chat.
Concerned for them because they're a small day.
Falcons Fury chimes in. He goes, "Hey guys, love the show. Been watching since you guys kicked our ass last year. Just one thing. I get it. You guys are dogs to a 6 seed, but we may have the bigger chip on our shoulder. Hashtag 28-3. Okay. Todd Womack, Philly Dilly guys. Pootie Tang,
up,
Philly
Todd?
Dilly. Todd Womack, preach Tom, Eagles versus the world. Pootie Tang, Mike Wentz for MVP. Michael Profound, 69. I would give Foles 1 quarter, and if he stinks it up, go with Sudfeld. It's one and done time now.
See, this is what just happened. This is what happened. Your name was great. Great. Okay?
Because you were profound, and then you're not.
Great handle, all right? Great handle, Daddy. What just happened right there cannot happen. I don't give a fuck how this game's going. I don't care.
You know what this is?
That
though?
doesn't happen.
It's the Saban effect. Because
Stop
Saban,
Saban. The
be-
number
be- because
one
Saban,
QB recruit in the country.
yeah, because Saban went and pulled his quarterback at halftime. Now every jabron thinks that you could just pull your quarterback at halftime.
Because you have the best quarterback recruit in the nation just sitting on your bench.
And you
Like, here you go.
and you have the job security to make that ballsy
Right.
move. You know that if you lose that game, you're still getting a statue.
Look, this is not Alex Smith with Pat Mahomes sitting on the bench. Okay, this is Nate Sudfeld.
I just can't believe it. I just cannot believe that's a conversation. They ran.
It's not.
They
You
ran
know what?
slants and
We
goddamn
won't even talk
slants
about
and
it.
outs. Slants and outs. One read shit. You think one read shit's gonna
Delete.
get done? You think one read shit's gonna get done?
Delete.
Maybe you should run it with Nick.
Bob Hartman, don't judge me for listening to Dial. I didn't, Bobby, because we love you. But Steve Smith was a guest and talked about this type of offense, Falcons. He talked about Kubiak, I believe, running plays in preseason early in the season where he would tell the offense that this play may not make sense right now, but we're going to use this play in our first game against Cincinnati. So I guess he's talking about,
Setting things up for either.
things up.
Right.
Chris Lyons, well, Chris, the key to the game is to run. If they can't get 3 to 4 yards, Foles will struggle with 0 big plays.
Can I disagree with Chris on 1 second? For one thing there, I don't disagree that the key is going to be the run, but for me, it's not necessarily that you have to run the ball 35, 40, 45 times. It's balance and what you do with the runs. You can't have negative yardage. If you put the ball in Ajayi's hands 20 times, but it's 15 carries and 5 catches, but he's going 75, 80 yards on those 15 carries, that's, to me, 80 yards on 15 carries is more effective than 100 yards on 25 carries.
What you want to do is you want to spread them out, all right, because they're already thin in a lot of spots. Spread them out and be able to run the football out of spreading them out. That's what you want to be able to do to them. And you had a power running back, 2 of them, and a third one that can run hard too. So you have the back to do it. They've shown how they can be exposed in the running game. I mean, Gurley did it. Granted, it's Gurley, but it's still 7.2 yards carry is ridiculous. So you figure a regular jabron should at least get 5, right? You know what I mean? So you figure that you can control the game.
I want to ask you.
You should be able to control this football game.
I want to ask you a hypothetical question right now.
Sure, ask away.
That means you're not allowed to answer because it's hypothetical.
No, you can answer. I'm just saying.
All right. It's not rhetorical.
No,
it's
yeah.
I got you.
All right. I'm sitting here like proud that you want to run the ball so much when early in the year you were like sling.
Then you don't know me.
So if
don't know me.
If 11 was back there,
You don't know me.
If 11 was back there,
You don't know me.
You
You
sat
must
here.
not know me.
I
You
don't.
must have
Then
forgotten.
Well, wait, hold on, no.
Because
What-
I preached something all year.
I was going to say,
when
what did he preach all year about the weather? And what do you do
Well,
in December and January?
Yes, I do. Yes,
You gotta
I do
be able to
remember
run
that.
the football.
Yes.
Early on in the year, I don't dive all into, you throw too much, you run
All right,
too much.
but let me finish though. But let me
sure.
finish.
Go
If
ahead.
11's back there, are you still saying we got to pound the rock?
You want to run the ball. You do. You want to be balanced in the playoffs. You definitely do. You want to control. You want to control the football. You want to keep another team's offense off the field. You're playing better teams as you go. So the more you can control the clock and control the football, the better chance you have of winning a football game. So yeah, I want to be balanced. I mean, I never want to come out and have a 10-2 ratio. That's crazy talk. 6-4, sure. In terms of Carson, 6-4 ratio out of 10, 6 throws, 4 rushes, okay, something like that in playoff football. Nick, it's a little more balanced to me. You still got to throw the football. You can't not throw the football.
No, I agree.
I actually come out early in this game and I throw it early. And I try to
Get them to back it up.
Back it up a little bit. I hope I can get some early completions and back them up and then stick it up their ass. But we'll see how it goes.
To that point,
I'm not trying to stick up nobody's ass, but
I might even come out and hurry up. And literally just go no huddle for the first possession and just try to get it, like you said, get them on their heels. And then if you need to back it down from there. Alex Ocasio chimes in. He goes, I'm back. What's up, fellas?
What's
up, Alex? Falcons Fury. Mr. Cox could completely fuck us up. I won't deny that. But this Falcons team is different. More dirty, gritty, and nasty. This will be an ugly game. I agree with that. Don't get too caught up on takeaways. We can get them when needed. Check out the Saints game. Okay, we'll check out the Saints game.
yeah, I mean, for your guys' sake, yeah, I hope for you guys, you hope you get them when needed. I mean, this game's going to come down what defense do you trust more to take the football away? What defense do you trust more to get off the field in 3 and outs? And that's what it comes down to, and that's what Saturday's going to come down to. It's simple, right, boys? It's not hard to think about. That's how it comes down to.
Edgar Venzer, if Foles can win the Super Bowl, would you tear down that number 12 jersey and put Foles up there?
He was up there.
He's talking about that one. He was up there.
He was up there.
No, I'll take 18 down.
You could do that, too.
Michael Taylor, no Sudfeld. I'm sick of that talk. Let's all grow up and be an adult. Smart Eagles fans, please. Foles or bust Saturday. No notes, fly. I love it, Michael. That's great.
Robert Curatola wants to know why you're so angry.
Because it's just the way the week's gone.
And we're always angry on this show.
And just because of the way the week's gone. You know,
Because I'm back. I'm back.
Greg's back. It's just
He's got someone to yell at.
There's a lot of disrespect for the Philadelphia Eagles. There really is. So I am angry. Is that a problem?
Says you're going to have a heart attack.
No, I'm not.
Nah.
Best shape of my life. I appreciate the concern, though.
Monsters.
This is the attitude.
Monsters and cigarettes, baby. That's what winners do. I'm really not an angry person at all, but I'm angry when I talk about some sports shit that gets up my crawl. And the Eagles being a dog got up my crawl.
We may need to pull the curtain back here a little bit and tell the story of every time I go somewhere with him in
I
public.
mean, the Chappelle one. Pull the curtain back.
He's
Is that the Jenner?
he is the most quiet, chill guy like ever. It's like, who the hell is this guy? He's not my partner on the air. And then you get on the air and you hit the switch and bing, bang, boom. Here we
Boom.
go.
You start talking sports and we're wheelhouse.
Yeah.
What else we got? Martin Williams. Atlanta has some of the smallest linebackers in the league. Even with the box stacked up, Jay and Blunt should have a field day. We need a big game from Kelsey and the IO line, too. Couldn't agree more, brother. Couldn't agree more.
Chev93. What's up, guys? I've been listening to sports
Chev?
radio all week. Wow, no respect.
Should come here.
It's like when Carson got hurt, the entire defense and special teams were all hurt too. LOL. Just like last year, all respect. Okay. Todd Womack, agree, guys. People saying Atlanta got a bye this week. They're smoking bath salts. David Rosca, what up, boys? Eagles will knock off the Falcons. Well, gee, Dave, are you looking for our birds to get a little revenge for your Rams? Thanks for coming. Appreciate you stopping by. I was wondering if David was going to chime in now that his Rams season is over.
California's nice.
Hey, there you go.
Except for a little rain they had.
Chris Lyons, move the sticks, move the sticks.
Move the sticks. Yeah. There you go.
Deion Brown, Sudfeld, fuck out of here. I do not want to see Nate at all in this game unless we're up 30 in the fourth quarter. Stop. Yeah, stop with the Sudfeld talk. So, agreed, Deion. We all agree on that one. We don't even talk. Sean Spielman, what's he saying? Your team has respect posters all over because of Vegas. Think about it. Making Eagles a favorite is like making our known a favorite to grow hair. True. Eagles mad at Vegas. Yeah, I mean, they're mad at the league. Really. I mean, they're mad at everybody because they just feel like, think about it, dude. These are real dudes. This isn't like a game of freaking Madden. Like, these are real people. Like, you're disrespecting everybody else when one guy goes down and other guys are like, yo, we've been playing. We're here too.
You know what
It's not one guy.
You know what I love?
That's the approach they've been taking.
What I love about this week, though, is if this situation came up when Andy Reid was the coach, Andy wouldn't acknowledge it. If it came up when Chip was the coach, Chip wouldn't acknowledge it. Comes up when Doug's the coach, Doug acknowledges it. The players are acknowledging it less than Doug. If Doug is going to use it as motivation to get these guys fired up, God bless you, Doug. Do what you got to do. I had no problem with them acknowledging it. I think it's great. I do. Because you can't live in a bubble and expect to win. It doesn't happen. Andy never won. Chip didn't win. You can't live in the bubble. I mean, look at Belichick. Any little piece of bulletin board material, any kind of fodder at all that Belichick can get to motivate his guys, he's all in. Why can't Doug do that?
Well, isn't that what it comes down to when you're talking about these athletes and getting the most out of them? And you talk about coaching, and it's like, can you motivate at the highest level?
Yeah.
And that, you talk about great coaches. You want to go to the NBA and talk about Phil with the Bulls. Yeah, did he have Michael and Scotty and everything? Yeah, but he knew how to one, motivate greatness and continue to motivate greatness, but work with greatness.
Yeah,
and just work with players. But that goes for any really great coach and good ones. They know how to motivate and get the best out of you. Or bulletin board material like this, like something like this is a perfect situation to get the most. To hope you get the most out of your guys.
Yeah.
Taylor Quisnell says, hey, boys, I'm glad I caught
What
you
up,
live.
Taylor?
Go Eagles. My boy Tom, best in the business. Any of you guys go into the game this Saturday? Yeah.
We're in, brother.
We're in.
Let's go.
We're there. What Wow. Lot of Falcons fans coming in hot. I mean,
wow, unbelievable.
Robert Curatola, Foles can't even carry Ryan.
Taylor,
Johnson
comment
back.
again, please. They buried the Falcons comments.
Yeah.
Do it again, Taylor. Comment again. Say anything.
Well,
anything, Taylor.
Michael Profound says, we'll stick with Foles and walk out of the link depressed and winless. Come on.
Who the hell said that?
TTP Ballin', it's not anger, it's passion.
Thank you. And you know what? You know what I need to tell people? What A2D real quick, right? Stands for agree, disagree. And, what agree, disagree is, like, we can yell, scream, curse at each other. But at the end of the day, what's misguided with some sports fans is they take things personal and go personal. Right. And we're here to absolutely crush them son of a bitches. And that's what we're here to do. It's factual. Just wanted to clear that up.
No, I mean, it's true.
Some people just can't have a fun and passionate sports debate and have fun with it, right? There's people out there, and you know them fans because you guys have argued with them fans. We've argued with them fans that want to get personal attacks at you when you're talking sports. Like, bro, we're having a sports conversation. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's misguided.
Well, you know what
that
it
you
is?
can be like, bro, we agree to disagree on it. Whatever. It's over.
We're like the three guys around the corner of the bar with some beers that are just talking sports and putting it all out there, and everybody else wants to be the drunk asshole from across the bar that has to walk around the bar and try to get up on the faces. And it never ends well. It never ends well. Can't we all just get along?
Trying to. Side piece Greg brings out Tom's angry side, Bob Harmon said.
It happens. That's why I'm here.
That's the beauty of it.
That's why I'm here.
He said the D-line needs to take
over. It was the smartest
over.
hire ever.
The D-line needs to take over. Fletch is paid like a franchise player. Jernigan just got paid. Vinny's making big bucks. Barnett is a first-round pick. Listen, this is why, for a game like this, with a quarterback like Matt Ryan, this is why you have so much invested in your defensive line and your front four, or we like to say front eight. This is why. This is why for a game like this, because if you get after the quarterback, I don't care, Matt Ryan, whoever comes in here, and it's Matt Ryan this week, but whoever, if you can get after the quarterback, you're in for a good afternoon / night.
Oh, these you got more over there because these are cracking me up now. The guys are getting hot in the YouTube chat.
I love it. Get heated. It's what it's all about. Sean Spielman. Eagles are number one seed with Wentz, not Foles. That's why you'd rather have Eli Saturday or Nick Foles. Nah, I wouldn't want to add him.
I'd take Eli. I'm not going to lie.
He's struggling.
Take Eli, and I hate Eli.
Me too.
I hate him too, but he can win me a playoff game.
He can win playoff games.
Bob Hartman, time for them to dominate. Talking about the front. What did Howie Long say earlier today? The head is heavy that holds the crown. D-line needs to dominate. Did Howie say that or Chris?
He maybe means Chris.
Maybe, or both. Mikey the Greek, number one seed in an underdog, question mark. Not getting respect. Media outlets saying we're not number one, we're a one and done. Look, a disrespected and pissed off Eagles team is a dangerous Eagles team. This is what we were talking about earlier. Every man on our side of the field will be out for blood to make an example out of Atlanta. In the words of Bart Scott, can't wait. Let's go. Let's go. That's what we were talking about earlier. Yeah. I love it being a dog.
Hey, Robbie, we got breaking news out of MLB here.
The deal go through?
Jay Bruce agrees to a 3-year, $39 million deal to return back to the Mets.
I'm tweeting it as we speak. I'm super ecstatic. Why would I not be?
$14 million a goddamn year. Jesus.
It's ridiculous.
Jeez. Baseball's crazy. Josh,
was that Jersey math?
I don't know. Was that quick? Was I wrong? Was it 12?
It's 13.
I said 14 quickly.
Split the middle.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't split shit. I round up. Josh Carmody. Soar Eagle Soar. Yes, sir. Bob Hartman, Howie was a guest on the dial. I'm sure he was. It's all, hunky-dory for Howie right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be a guest, too. You wouldn't catch me. I'd be everywhere. Who wants
Well,
to talk?
Well, everybody wants to talk to Howie because he's on the studio showing his kids playing the game.
Yeah.
No, but Howie's done a great job. But this is where you talk about that D-line getting a ton of pressure Saturday, and that creates havoc. That creates turnovers. And when you can get a turnover in their end of the football field and get easy scores, that leads to wins in playoff football.
Absolutely.
It leads to wins all the time, but in playoff football, it leads to more wins.
This defense, though, has shown, whether it's Schwartz not bringing it right away, when they're playing even or in the beginning of the game, they're not after the quarterback right away. Early in the year, especially at home, we were up big. So it was go get them, and maybe it inflated some numbers. So down the stretch, I do think our front eight does dominate, but it's just now it's what does Coleman do against those linebackers? What does Freeman do against those linebackers? What does Julio and his size do against Darby?
Can I just toss something out here real quick? The last 2 games that the Eagles have played, they've given up 16 points against a team with Derek Carr at quarterback, Marshawn Lynch at running back, Michael Crabtree and Amari Cooper at wide receiver, and then a team with Dak Prescott at quarterback, who everybody loves Dak, Zeke Elliott at running back, and Des Bryant at wide receiver. This defense at home just does not give up points. If Julio can't run a double move, and if Antonio Freeman and Tevin Coleman can't get moving out of the backfield, what the hell is Atlanta going to do? Now, I'm not saying the Eagles are still this offensive juggernaut without number 11, but they could very easily win this game 13-7, 14-6, 10-3. Do I think it's going to be that low? No, I don't think it's going to be that low, but I do think it's going to be low scoring. I think both of you guys have said 20-21 is going to win this game, and I completely agree with that.
I think that's how it's going to work out.
But for if anybody thinks that Atlanta is going to come in the Lincoln Financial Field against this defense on the road in conditions and put up points, you're freaking delusional. You're just delusional.
No, you really are. Because their numbers on the road are 20-20 when you talk about the road points per game and defense giving up per games like 20-20, I think something like that. They're split. But I just don't buy into their offense on the road. They don't score as much points on the road as they do at home. It's just the way they operate. Their red zone TD percentage from last year to this year, 62. This year 50, a minus 12 difference. So, them kind of things, they're not the same explosive team. They don't score as many points as they do. And that holds well for the Eagles, in my opinion, in this game, that they're not that kind of team. Thoughts?
I see this offense just giving our defense fits. I do.
You see their offense giving us fits?
Yes.
All right.
What makes you think that?
Just because this team is hungry right now. This team is hungry to show that their Super Bowl hangover in the beginning of the year where they struggled was a fluke, and that they weren't a fluke last year, getting to the Super Bowl and losing the Super Bowl in the fashion they did. So the way they do that is you get hungry and you come through. And you make it at least to the NFC Championship game, like I said earlier. And I think this team, now that they're in the dance, they already got one win on the road. I think they're playing with a lot of confidence, and they can. I bet you, of course, they do. They believe that they can come in and do what they need to do to win this game.
Oh, and they should.
And they should. That's the way you have to approach it.
It's the same way I'm approaching it on this.
Sure.
End, right? But things do look better when you talk about the Eagles. It's like we talked about. Can Nick throw, let's say, we talk about 250, 270 yards, 2 TDs, right? You run for 130 yards, right? And you get 2 takeaways. You win this football game. You get a takeaway, you win this football game. You win the takeaway game, you're going to win this football game. You win the time possession, you're most likely going to win this football game. So can you control the clock? Can you continue to move the chains like we talked about earlier, get first downs, keep drives going, keep their offense off the field, and get touchdowns when you're in the red zone? And that's the kind of things that win big games like this. They just do.
Greg, I understand your logic, but I'll go back to the point that I made earlier. Is when you have to fight tooth and nail to win 7 of your last 9 just to get back into the dance, at some point, the sand runs out of the hourglass.
Yeah, dude, you're playing like we talk about playing on the road. You got to be able to take the football away on the road consistently. This is a defense that doesn't. They don't.
Right.
So last week.
And if 11 was back there, I would give you that argument.
But a guy like Foles doesn't turn the football over that much.
Okay.
In the offense, in this offense as a whole,
but
his career running it, he doesn't turn the football over that much.
We saw it this week in
Kansas
City.
As you think they do.
We saw it this week in Kansas City. Big Red cannot win a big game. We've seen it a couple times already with Doug. Doug cannot win a big game so far. Seattle.
Rams wasn't a big game?
Rams was all right. Okay, that's one.
Come on, dude. It's
So
his second
you
year as a coach, and you're going to talk about that because he hasn't won a big game. At some point, every guy never won a big game.
Yeah,
Every
and
guy
I
who's
just
won a
don't
big
know if
game,
this is the
never
game
won a
that
big
Doug's
game.
gonna win.
You don't think he's going to win, so you're trying to pull the card because he hasn't won one. He's not going to win one. Like, what does that mean? Because he hasn't won a big game, he can't.
No, that has nothing to do with it. I just don't think he can. Whether he's done it or not, I just don't think he can.
And the Jabron on the other side can, right?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Back up the goddamn train for
Yeah.
a second.
Because he's a winner.
Yeah.
I would say to you, Doug hasn't even been in a big game yet. You picked Seattle to win.
I did. But that wasn't a big game of the year?
Well, what happened? They lost, and what happened? Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
They didn't lose any place in the standings.
Oh, no, all
It
right,
didn't
yeah.
cost them anything.
Okay.
Before that,
All right, maybe- okay.
before that 3-game road trip, every single one of us sat here and said they need to go 1-1 on the road and then go get that game in New York. And that's exactly what they did. So to me, none of those games was any bigger than the other because you had 3 to win 2.
Well, the second one was bigger. The second one
was
I
bigger.
put that big game big
No,
because,
it's a tough
because
opponent.
because of the coach on the other
Right,
side.
okay.
That's where I was
And
going
that's
with it.
fine, and
Pete Carroll,
I get
you
the
lost
logic.
to Andy Reid.
Right, no,
and then
I-
last year you beat up on a bunch of bad teams last year. And then the games you lost, they were versus good teams with good coaches.
Right, and
that's where I was
and I
going.
get the- I
Then
get-
I miss.
right.
I miss.
No, you were okay
pronounced
because I
that.
got the logic. I'm just saying that I just don't necessarily want to say that Doug is not a big game coach because he hasn't won a big game yet. Because to me, he hasn't been in a big game.
And I'll give you
yet.
that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
big
should
games-
have said
big games
big
are playoff
coach.
games.
Well, yeah,
I should have
that's
said
fine.
big coach on the other side.
And the other thing that I want to throw out here, though, is Frank Reich, for as mediocre as he's ever been in the regular season, both as a quarterback and an offensive coordinator,
Gets it done in the postseason.
has had 2 of the greatest postseason games in the history of the NFL.
Nick
Done.
DiMatteo.
DiMatteo.
You don't think the Eagles, DiMatteo, sorry. You don't think the
DiMatteo.
Eagles are hungry talking to you?
Oh, I'm sure they are.
No, because you were talking about Falcons hunger.
There's no doubt.
You're talking about one bird being hungry, another bird not being hungry for some reason.
Because I think the Falcons are going to win.
Yeah, of course. You fit your
Yeah.
your direction.
Yep.
Jasmine Mathers. Score, Eagles, score. I like that one.
I like it.
Yeah, we'll take that one. Peter Albertson.
Is Jasmine cute?
I don't know.
Is she trying to score Eagles score?
She can talk to you.
Not me.
Slide in those DMs.
Peter Albertson. They had to travel to Cali and then back, then up here to play outside of nasty weather. Dome teams like that playing outside is nasty. Wild card teams are also 9-17.
Don't give me that
in the
travel
next
stuff
games.
anymore. Don't give me that travel stuff anymore. I'm here on the couch, no sleep. 2 days.
He's like, I did it. I did it. Why can't they?
And it's well documented by your points that travel affects your brain.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Giving the Eagles, you talked about the people making this game seem easy for the Eagles. You're making it seem really easy
No,
for
I
the
don't-
Falcons.
I don't think it's
right,
easy.
Mike, I mean, I feel like you're up for your prediction in a few to be real smooth sailing for that goddamn bird. And I think the flight has affected you.
Yes.
The flight has flat out affected with the defense that you watched at home throughout this season. This team has the best record at home in football over the last 2 years.
I got some people ripping on me now, though, and this is interesting. So be careful what you pursue.
Just making sure you heard that.
Oh, I heard you.
Be careful.
I hear you all.
Be careful what you pursue says. At Carolina was a big game.
Yes.
So is at the Rams.
Michael DeAndrew said the same thing.
Yeah, Renee Ballard said Rams was a big game.
Yeah.
Correct.
Raiders was big because
but-
it sealed home field advantage with the Vikes on our asses.
Yeah, and LA was huge because of the circumstances and what went in to winning that football game. You're going against your coach of the year, big dog, and that ain't a big game. That's your coach of the year. You talking about the coach on the other side, Pete Carroll, okay? But you didn't give, and that fit your argument there on why Seattle was a big game, but your coach of the year doesn't fit that argument?
Well, no, just because he's a rookie.
Okay,
Just because he's coach of the year, I think Doug sits there and sees him as an equal, as opposed to a Pete Carroll.
What do you think? What do you think Doug's getting on his goddamn knees for guys?
No, I think he gets on the other side and he gets nervous.
Pete, you don't have gums, right? I mean, come on. What do you mean he gets nervous? What makes you think that he gets nervous?
His play calling.
All right, Greg. I can't go into this. His play calling makes him a nervous coach.
Let's go. Let's move on.
No, yeah, we will move on because his play calling doesn't make him a nervous coach. What?
Getting conservative doesn't become nervous.
The guy's big balls with everything he did with 11. Has things got a little more conservative?
This has nothing to do with 9. It has to do with what happens in those games.
It has everything to do with it because you're talking about a guy when 11 was back here that had big brass ones, and now you're going to talk about that he gets nervous about who's coaching the other side of him.
Has he beaten anybody big?
Come on, dude. He's only coached, and he's only been a head coach for 2 years.
Okay.
Who started with a rookie quarterback last year.
All right.
This is the first year that you can start to evaluate his job as a coach. And right now, the evaluation is real goddamn good. It's actually better than the genius that you crowned in L.A., McVay. Essentially, the job he's done is better.
Last year means nothing.
Dude, that's a starting period. That's all new pieces. That's an all new system, an all new team, right? With a rookie quarterback, right? That takes time. Come on, you know that.
I know that.
That's not right into the playoffs.
It's not. No, it's not right in the playoffs, but it's not like let's just throw it away.
Come on, they were a tough team last year. They battled in a lot of football games. I thought he was really ballsy last year to set a tone that this is how we're going to go about things. Okay, which translated to this year. The only game that I'll say he didn't coach his game in was the Seattle game. But I don't think it was nervous because of Pete Carroll. I thought he played to the element. And sometimes that's not the way to go. Sometimes you play to your football team and not the element you're in.
And you say element, I'll say Pete Carroll. I mean, I think it's the same thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Nah, I don't think he's scared of the guy coaching over him, dude. I think he's worried about the element in his football team and not giving the element and the environment more energy. But isn't the
element what that other coach has created?
Dude, it's one of the hardest places to play in football.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
But that's Pete Carroll.
So why do you want to give – so you get stopped on a fourth down. His thought process is I get stopped on that fourth down. I give more energy to this building.
Sure.
And I think that's his thought process behind that.
Look, this is a guy who
fair
played –
unfair, Greg. Fair or unfair, you know what I mean?
This is a guy who played for Don Shula and Mike Holmgren. He should not be afraid of any goddamn coach in the NFL, period. Period. He shouldn't. And if he is, we got the wrong guy. I don't see that.
Antonio Bryant, and it was the second-year QB that went 1 and 2 in the draft. What are we talking about? The Rams game? Is that what he's saying? I guess he's saying it's a big game because of that, maybe? Maybe that's what he's saying.
Maybe.
Yeah.
More breaking news, this time out of the NFL. Adam Schefter reporting.
Matt Ryan.
North Turner.
Starting.
North Turner, blast from the past.
Matt Ryan benched.
Finalizing a deal to become the Panthers' offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb. That's living in the past. That's too far past.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you got to, you can't go that direction. To me, I mean, they might know more than we do about it, but
it's the recycle of the NFL.
retread.
It's just, North Turner gives you 2 or 3 decent play calling years, but never wins anything.
Here we go. Dottie Eberhardt, Atlanta Falcons are a closed dome team. Most closed dome teams don't play good on outside weather. We know this. They already don't play well here. Sean Frisbee, Jai, and Blunt going to run wild on the Falcons. Hey, that's the goal. That's the goal here. What else we got?
So I want to ask Greg a question real quick.
Yeah.
So you were out there over the weekend.
Yeah.
What was the weather like on Saturday that everyone knew was complaining that the conditions were worsening through the game? Does it get humid out there?
No, it was completely dry. I mean, I was in my hotel room. I think I had about a food poisoning, so I wasn't outside.
Right.
But I was actually looking.
know you're not like out there in the elements, running wind sprints.
Yeah.
To really tell us the landscape.
But I was looking at tickets
weather.
for the game
Okay.
to see if there was something cheap. The tickets hovered around $150, so I was like, I'm not.
Not too bad,
Yeah,
actually.
But if
For
you
the
don't have a dog
Coliseum.
in the fight.
Yeah, but no dog in the fight.
But for the Coliseum,
Yeah.
it's still a good place to watch a football game.
But what it did is it got a little chilly
Right.
for Southern California, which is like 65. Let's be real.
And then the dew on the grass.
Yeah, and
What's
then
this, Hurricane Greg?
and then
let's
and
get
then
to the punchline.
The following was the rain came a couple days after. So, but it didn't get humid. It was just a little chilly.
Yeah, because the Coliseum looked real slippery in a way.
Yeah,
right?
and they kept talking about how Sarkisian's coached here forever. He knows what what's going to happen with
what's
the
he
field
freaking
or
measuring
whatever.
grass lengths? I mean, what the fuck did people come up with? Like, what's he on the ground? Like, so we're playing a 3.5 incher. We're going to win this one. So that's what Steve's going. He's going Dan Quinn.
He knows. He's played on his toes
Matty,
before.
He knows
Matty,
he knows what spikes they need to
Because
wear.
this is the same grass that was there 3 years ago. When
You gotta love it, right?
When he was
You gotta love
when
it.
he was tossing a few back in the coach's
But this
room.
is what happens. I mean, this is
with Billy Bob.
This is what happens when – because, listen, what happens in this league and what we all live by as fans, and fair or not fair, and it's just how the world works. Right? We live in the moment. Okay, so what's the most recent thing to happen? Well, the most recent thing to happen is the Atlanta Falcons went in and took down the best offense in football and beat them 26-13, right? Okay, even though we know numbers tell us the best offense in football doesn't travel well in the playoffs, doesn't go far. Okay, we've seen that the numbers, right? So what does that tell? So they go in, they beat them 26-13. So what is it? So what happens to the people and everybody out there is they automatically are now sold on Atlanta. Sold on the Saints because what happened? These two teams just won football games. So now people are talking, Saints are the toughest team, the scariest team. Do you know where they're going?
Yeah.
Did you? Because of a week down, right? It's what happens.
Yep.
Our memories forget. Minnesota defense is scary at home. Saints are losing that football game.
And Minnesota already beat them this year and beat them on the road.
And did beat them on the road.
Beat them in New Orleans.
You're correct.
I
got where I'm going with this.
Week one with Sam
I got a beef here because Falcons Fury says we're not a closed dome team. Look it up before you assume that shit. Sorry, that triggers me, guys.
I didn't say it. I read a comment.
We beat the Rams on the shitty field and the Jets. Yeah, it's the Jets, but it was pouring and windy. Look, you're talking about the Rams who gave you field position multiple times in that game, and the Jets. Matty Ice put the ball on the ground 6 goddamn times that game, and I know because I was there, I worked it. He put the ball on the ground 6 times, and the Jets couldn't do anything with it. The Jets missed multiple field goals in that game, and the rain and the wind died down, and that's when Matty got hot. So, okay, fine. You want to say you're not a closed dome team? That's great. Your team still doesn't play well on the road.
But what are they playing? What's that thing on the roof?
A Mercedes dome.
It's a dome.
Oh, okay. I know it's got a light.
It's a closed roof.
It's cute. It's like a sunroof. You know what I mean?
It's got a big video board.
We didn't say, but the facts are facts, man.
It's also where teams from Georgia choke away championships.
With all due respect, I'm saying the same goddamn thing about the Saints.
Right.
Having to come outside.
Yeah.
That I don't believe in them as much as I do with them inside. Them actually going to Minnesota favors them a little bit, but that defense doesn't favor nobody that they're about to go see. Okay, so everybody out there, but this is the moment we live in. We live in the moment of things. If the Eagles just played a wild card game and win, what would our whole fan base be saying?
It's the same thing on the
right. What would we all be saying?
Well, yeah.
Oh, we're gonna win.
It's the same thing on the AFC thing. Everyone thinking that Jacksonville and that defense. Now that's a very solid defense. Is going to give Big Ben, Le'Veon, and Antonio some fits. Now they very well may.
Will. Their
very
defense
well
will give them fits.
But
can their offense?
Big Borders is going to score.
Can their offense score anything? And that's the question mark there.
Right.
Now, okay, you look at the Titans. Well, we saw the recipe for winning. Can they flat out pound the football against New England and really control the clock? I don't think so. But the moment we live in, people out there actually can start believing in themselves. Like, well, Derrick Henry and Mariota going to go in the Foxborough? They could. It's not going to happen.
I love this comment right here because I think this actually speaks for a huge, huge piece of the fan base here. Is Renee Ballard says, I'm excited, and the closer we get to Saturday, the more confident I feel that we're going to win. Protect this home field advantage and our home in big capital letters. Our running backs are going to be running until Sunday.
Steve Mo. Jake, get on the treadmill now. I know the game's over. We're going to continue to run. But remember we talked about, and I think it was on Wednesday, but we talked about, I'm not worried about Ajayi's carries against the Raiders and the Cowboys. I think we talked about that. That I was, hey, January, when playoff football starts, I want a fresh guy. I think what you saw in the Tennessee game can translate right over here. What you saw was a fresh Derrick Henry and a fresh running back in the playoffs is a good thing to have. Fresher.
It also helps that he's 6'4", 230.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're right.
He's a monster, okay?
But you're right. The wear and tear.
The wear and tear. So having a few weeks of not, actually almost a whole season for Ajayi, of not the wear and tear, has a very fresh running back. Same with LeGarrette. Same with LeGarrette. Because LeGarrette got a ton of carries, most in the league last year. And we saw that with DeMarco when we signed him, how the most carries in the league translates the following year.
Yeah.
So it was really big for Howie to bring in Ajayi, and this is where we didn't think it when it happened, but this is where that trade can pay off. Big time for this football team, because this is when you need a guy like this to step up. And how fitting would it be that like a deadline move would win us a playoff game or two.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what you make
amazing
the move for.
because you don't do that in the NFL.
That's what you make
know
the
that,
move.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't happen
Those
in the NFL.
moves never turn
that
out.
would change the NFL landscape, right? When you talk about trade deadline. I mean, you talk about things that change games. If a Jolly has a monster postseason, and if Chuck's listening, he probably went 6 to fucking midnight. Okay, but Birds of a Feather Tuesday, 8 o'clock, A2DRadio.com. But the point is, if he has a monster 2 games, boys, it's going to change the landscape on how the deadline works.
Yeah.
Because now everybody's going to think that he can get a running back, they can plug and play, and it's going to work. It'll be fun to see, man.
Yeah.
I think you can have a big postseason. I think you have a big game against Atlanta. I can talk to you after that if they win on who would be next if he would have a big next game. Minnesota to me, woo. But I'm not there, baby.
Yeah.
I ain't there. I'm out at round 2 yet. I'm right at round 1 for us. And I'm feeling good about it. We're going to get into predictions in a minute before we go to break.
Well,
Or we can do it when we come back.
You want to go to break now, and we'll come back. We'll get into into some more, and then get predictions.
Let me read out a few that we missed here because we're for the fan by the fan. Charles is listening. He said, "Love you, Tom. I love it. I love it. I love you. Perfect time for you to listen because I would never know when to tell you to go back. Like I don't know. You got to go listen to the whole goddamn show. Figure out when I said it." Michael D'Angelo, Vikings defense is going to be really hard to beat at home.
Yeah,
and we talk about that.
Look,
they're fast,
hold
baby.
On. The Vikings got to get there first. Saints are
No. He's talking about against the
Saints.
Against the Saints.
I got you.
Daniel Bakley. What up, Dan? Vikings beat the Saints when Kamara barely played and only had 5 offensive snaps.
True. It was
fair.
And it was game 1. But it was also Sammy Sleeves, too.
Yeah. Sleeves.
Dan, off topic. Did you see Sproles doing sprints today, getting ready for next year? Yeah, we had the video up on A2D.
Yep.
Ooh, I mean, we could maybe put him in for a screen pass at some point in the game.
How great would that be if you could activate him, though?
That'd be fun.
You're like, oh, he's ready, activated. See you, Kenyon.
Deion's my man, right? That's why I love Deion, because he thinks like we think, boys. The Saints will lose in Minnesota, right? And I agree on that. We can give predictions for that later on.
Do all 4 of them.
He says, I fear no team coming to the link in January, especially this group. He didn't say that. That's my words. The last time the Eagles played at home in the playoffs, 2013, and the loss was not on Foles, something Mike talked about earlier. Major dropped, gave a special teams TD away, breezed through 3, maybe 2 picks in that game. 2017, 2018, we have a better defense pretty much at all positions on day. A major upgrade from 2013. And we're a major upgrade from the Falcons team we saw last year at the link and held to 15 points.
Well,
Factual.
Let's go back to that for a second because little refresher course on that. Foles leaves the field with the lead. Birds kick off. Darren Sproles, who, by the way, is now with us, takes a kickoff return for the Saints. He comes out about 40 yards or so. Kerry Williams gets dinged for a face mask on the kickoff return, tacks 15 more on, and now you have Drew Brees, and I think it was still Deuce McAllister at the time.
Yeah.
Basically operating in a spot where they needed to get 20 yards in roughly 2.5 minutes to kick a field goal to win the game. So if you want to put that loss on anybody, it goes special teams and defense. And I'll still just continue to hang my hat on the fact that Nick Foles knows how to win a playoff game because he left the field with a lead.
That matters, dude. And playing in one matters. And last week, at the beginning of that football game, when the Rams did nothing to help Jared Goff, special teams-wise, to help him, but he really – did he play nervous? I wouldn't say I would use the word nervous for Goff. He had to play from behind. And he was putting the hole eurly.
And he played in his first postseason
and it showed. But I thought in the second half he calmed down a little bit, made some better throws. But that's what happens when you put a guy in a bad position. Mm-hmm. You know, if the Eagles can get a lead in this football game, 7-0, 10-0, where they can pin ears back and dictate. This game's all about dictating that you got to play on our terms. And that's huge for both football teams.
This is actually a great question. I'll give it to both of you guys. TTP Ballin says, don't ever mention the name Kerry Williams again, please. And then he says, question, guys. Do you think we have even close to the same chance of winning if this game was on the road?
No.
No, absolutely not.
No, I think it's
still a close game, but I think the script completely flips if this is on the road.
Yeah, and I think
then I would see where the 6-point favorite comes in.
Well, that's the
reason I say 6 is
because that's essentially what it is.
It's what it is. Yeah,
I was gonna say this game's on the road. It's a touchdown game. That spread's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Where it plays into this game truly is a 6-point game. We get the 3 points for being at home. Thus,
well, and
it's a 3-point game.
If it's on the road, too, it also means we're not a number 1 seed. So, there's a lot of different factors that go into it. But, no, my confidence level is not nearly as high if this game is on the road. If this game is on the road, I'm looking for the what I call the Andy Reid syndrome to kick in, where you abandon what got you to the dance, you lose a key player to injury, something weird happens that causes the other team, or in this case the Eagles, to get back into the game, and then you just have to grind out a win. Because that's exactly what happened to the Chiefs. They abandoned the run, Kelsey got hurt, Mariota throws a touchdown pass to himself, Andy loses complete creativity with his play calling, and Tennessee winds up sticking it to him.
Bro, it's a game.
But that's Nagy.
It's a game of a couple
who just got
plays.
himself a new job.
Well, it was
But
accordingly
it-
Doug.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
accordingly Doug 2 years ago.
It was.
All right, that's what they claimed.
Yeah.
Now, I just think it's Andy just making.
But you're right.
Making sure that
we
people
all
know he calls
we all
plays.
know it's Andy.
Okay, listen, and that's Andy's MO, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's Doug's MO.
Okay.
Doug to me, from what I've watched, has never abandoned anything. From the track record that I've seen, from what I know,
he's
from what I know,
he's
he
more
calls,
stubborn.
From what I know, he calls plays. I have not seen abandon.
Okay.
Where it's like, wow, bro, you ran the ball 11 times. Never seen that. Have not seen that, and you know that. So that's something that that's a positive, that he learned something going into this game, that you can't abandon things. And I think Doug's learned from the guys he's been around, and I think that's what's got him to the level of coaching that he is now, Greg. I think that matters. The tree matters. His tree, Doug's tree, of the guys he's been around, like Mike talked about, on why would he be scared of anybody. But that whole thing matters. His motivation of players comes from being around Hall of Famers. All that ties in, and I think you're seeing, and he's reaping the rewards of being around all these guys right now. He really is, because the guy who's coaching high school football.
Let me ask Greg
I
a
mean, really,
question.
think about that. This guy who went away from it, but just from being around the game that long, and as the backup QB, right?
Right.
Where you know more than anybody, because all you do is study.
Yeah.
So I want to ask Greg a question before we go to break. If he wins this game, or if he wins 2 games, or if they win the Super Bowl without Carson, does your opinion on Doug change?
No.
Oh,
And-
God,
and-
you're a
and-
crock.
and-
You're
and-
off.
and-
You're
and-
a
and-
fucking crock.
and- and I'll-
Get out of here.
and I'll be-
Get out of here.
and I'll be
Take another
straight up
red eye.
honest.
Take another red
I'll
eye.
be straight up honest. I am probably never going to be a Doug Pederson fan, regardless of what
Why?
he does.
But you don't have to be a fan.
Did you notice
All I asked is,
secretary?
does your opinion
Did you
change?
notice secretary?
I did. I did.
Is it that personal? Yeah. With somebody you have relations
But,
with?
like,
Did you have relations with the secretary? I mean, come on.
I don't
dude.
have to be a fan to be a fan of the team. You know what I mean?
No, and that's
I got
fine.
you.
and like I wasn't an Andy fan. And
I don't know anybody that wasn't Andy.
Stop it. I was blowing in. That was daddy.
I mean, hey,
sitting right on
Oh, I,
Santa's
re-
lap.
let's-
I respected the hell out of him,
let's
but he
say-
annoyed me.
Oh, of course he did it.
I'll sign for that run.
Yes.
all day, every day.
Anytime.
Right.
I'm a right.
But I wasn't a fan, and so I
You know what?
I'll ever be.
Bob Menery's right. You're a goddamn
I am a
problem.
You're a problem.
I
You
have a
are.
problem.
Bob's 100% right in the intro. That
There's no doubt about
and
it, I'm
Bob
a
Manning, that's
problem.
why he's the best.
And I'm not wrong,
Because he
though.
read that. Knew you meant read. Listen to you one time and pick that up.
Yeah.
One time,
It
Bob.
happens.
One time, Bobby, pick that up.
Because I'm good.
I've got blue check marks. What do you got?
Not
Red
yet.
eyes.
I got red eyes.
He's got blue checks. We got red eyes.
Michael Taylor. He abandoned the run game during the Kansas City game, though. But Michael, that's I don't want to say
You're playing from behind.
yeah, you don't abandon. That's like people saying Sean McVay abandoned Todd Gurley last week. Well, no, now you're playing from behind in the second half. Atlanta went on a 16-play drive against them, controlled the clock. So different times dictate when you go away from it. When you're winning a football game like they were, we talk about the Chiefs last week.
Well, we
when you're
talk-
winning a game like
right.
that, you can't go away
And
from
we,
it.
we talked
when
about
you're winning,
this, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, that Kansas City game, that if Jake Elliott doesn't miss 2 chip shot field goals in the first quarter, the Eagles are playing that game with the lead, and that whole game script changes.
Yeah. But to his point, because I do somewhat agree with it.
You would.
Well, no, but I'm
Go
saying
ahead.
but to McVay's point, even because I thought McVay and the Rams abandoned the run versus us as well. But when
Agreed.
when it happened, the game was still within a 1-possession game. So, yes, we were behind, but it wasn't like we were behind 2 or 3 touchdowns to where we needed to potentially score quick.
But it's game 2 of the season, too. I mean,
I'm not bringing it up. He did.
No, but I'm ending it. Because that, to me, that game doesn't define going away from it. Going away from it is when you have a big lead. That's when you define going away from something. When you stop running the ball with a big lead is what defines going away from something. I'm going to keep clarifying this to the people. You can't run the ball and be balanced by playing behind double-digit games. It's impossible. Or even playing behind the fourth, where you feel like that game felt like the whole game you were playing from double digits. That whole game had that feel, dude.
Well, let me.
And I think it had all the audience, too.
But let me throw something out here, though. We talk about Kansas City. That game was week 2.
Hold on.
Okay, well,
Valerie, sorry, we're going to get to you in a minute.
Let me finish this one real quick.
And that real quick.
Because Kansas City is week 2, and everyone says they abandoned the run too soon. So they come home week 3, and they put up almost 175 on the ground against the Giants. And then they go to Los Angeles in week 4 and put up over 200 on the Chargers. So if people think that Doug doesn't learn from the perceived mistakes, you're absolutely ridiculous.
Well, but I think that was
and I'm not saying you. I'm saying people.
No. But I think that was the point.
I'm not.
Oh, he's blaming me all the time.
That's what you're here for.
But I think that was the point, though. I think exactly. You had a chance to.
You two are like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
You had a chance to pound the rock, and you did, just to kind of shove it up and say, "Hey, I can do it if you really want me to."
Hey.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
and maybe that happens on Saturday night.
And sometimes just in moments too, you feel like like I felt in that game where you were playing from more than you are.
Yeah.
Sometimes as a coach, you feel that way
Sure.
too, where something's just not working the way you feel like, or somebody upstairs saying, "Dude, whatever, we had a better chance throwing in this coverage, whatever."
You know what though? There's growth from last year to this year.
No question.
Because if you look, they went up to Seattle last year, and they didn't have a chance in that game. They went up to Seattle this year, and to me, they win that game if they don't turn the ball over twice and Carson misses a wide-open Nelson Aguilar. And they played in the 2 toughest places to play in the NFL this year, Seattle and Kansas City, and lost winnable games in both of them.
Yeah.
As opposed to last year when they got no shot in either place.
Rolled. And even you can even look at say last year's team played this year's team's Rams in LA, and granted Eagles fans would travel, they get rolled.
Yeah.
So I mean, just the growth of Carson. But we talk about the maturation of Carson comes with the maturation of Doug. They go hand in hand. If people want Carson to be Mr. Successful, okay, what comes with that is having a relationship with a coach that lasts, has longevity to it. It's never going to happen with a 2-and-out guy or a 3-year-and-out guy. It's never going to happen where you want Carson to grow the way you're going to want him to. Look at all the best ones that do it. Look at all the best ones. They've been with their guy for a while. Right? The only reason Mike McCarthy held the job in Green Bay because of the relationship with Aaron Rodgers. So, it goes around. So my point to you is you don't have to ever like him, but you got to accept that, hey, I need him to be here if I want this thing to get to where I want it to go to.
But see.
No, there's no but.
Okay.
Because you can buy it. Go ahead.
Well, no, I just think the evolution of 11 has almost, to me, made Doug. I can get another offensive guy in here and still have the same thing from 11.
And the evolution of 12 didn't help out another guy in New England? Just answer that.
No, you're right.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it works. It works at all.
Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
It works both ways.
Yeah. Like, you guys can say Bill's going to go somewhere else and make him a playoff team overnight. That's crazy talk. It really is, because that culture's been built. Yeah. That's the difference. That culture of winning, and if you don't go by Patriots' way of living, right, and you're out, that fits because you win. You can't do it when, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. You can't do that shit when you're losing.
Falcons Fury, this is actually a great comment, too. He goes, honestly, this game will come down to who stays calm and who has the bigger balls and wants it more. I'm convinced this game could really go either way. That's from a Falcons fan who came in hot, and we swayed him.
So Valerie's upset with us.
Give me a last name.
Corbin.
Okay. Hi, Val.
Anybody know her?
No, but go ahead.
So now we crush. But with all due respect, honey, she goes, what makes these guys experts in sports? You guys want to give me a minute? I got a fucking ring inside that I could go get for just a slapping in front of the table. I mean, I don't know what else I need to say for myself. You guys can speak for yourselves, but you guys are experts because you're sitting on the fucking couch with an expert, right?
Yeah.
We're all freaking experts because you've watched sports our whole goddamn life. Okay? That's why we're goddamn experts.
Not to mention broadcasting school, but just saying.
Degenerate. Fuck broadcasting school. Degenerate. When it comes to sports and watching sports our entire lives. Do we look like guys from the naked eye that aren't degenerate sports watchers?
Well, hold on a second, though. I mean, don't even take it there. Keep it on the level. You got a ring. I played 3 years of college ball. You're a paid professional coach. I've worked how many NFL games this year? And how many big-time major college games this year? Not to mention the fact that we've broadcasted high school and college games for how many years? I was a PA guy for high school and college sporting events. I mean, I'll just roll it out there for you, and
I'll roll it out there for you, Val.
List all of the accomplishments, but we don't do that on this show.
Listen, Val, we have a lot of love here for the Falcons. You know what I mean? There's no hate here for the Falcons. I'm a Julio guy. I love Julio. All right, you ever hear me talk Julio Jones? There's a man crush here for 11 over there. All right, but we playing the Falcons. We're Eagles people, though. We're keeping it real. Like, Greg thinks they're going to lose, okay? Me and Mike think they're going to win. That's fine. It could be next week where it's the opposite, okay?
Look,
Val, so there's no homerism here.
No.
Do we love our teams, right? Yeah. Or do we have passion when we talk about our teams? Yeah. But there's no homerism. There's no bias here. I know guys who are fans of teams that are flat out freaking biased.
I got
don't
bias.
have a clue.
I got bias, but I have a clue.
But I know, I'm not saying I don't have any bias at all. but I do have a clue.
Yeah. Look,
I'll give love when love's given to other teams.
One of our guys, friend of the station, Mitch Cohen, wide receivers coach at Conwell Egan, and a huge Falcons fan. And I'm not sitting here trash talking Mitch all week because I know it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough game.
I got a lot going on over here. Bob Harmon says, Tom, whip it out and slap it on the table.
If Bob didn't understand what this was, it was metaphorically slapping it on the table.
Deion Brown says, Valerie, you do not get this content and analysis like this show. That's why, because these are the fans and we know what we're talking about.
For the fan, by the fan.
So calm down, my love, he says. Bob Harmon, Tom, get her.
Is there a romance brewing there between those two?
Treat Valerie like a side piece, Greg, but with less respect. Fly, Eagles, fly.
We need a Mandingo comment right now.
Where is Mandingo
Mandingo Ray.
Michael Taylor, we had a chance in Seattle. We'll talk about that in a second. Hold on, Mike, 1 minute. I want to get to the Valerie ones. Bob Harmon, Valerie contradicts herself by watching the show. Oh, and commenting. No notes, best in the business. Fuck out of here, Valerie. Hashtag.
No. Don't make her leave.
No, but I'm just reading his hashtags. I read what's on the prompter, Mike. Chris Lyons.
That's because you're a professional.
Chris Lyons. I hold the record for most personal fouls for a kicker in Division D1 double A. Kicker in the pussy. Did you see Chappelle yet? That was funny.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't really mean that, Val. Love you. We don't know you. We're just having fun with you. My wife would kill me if she heard me say that. She might slit my throat tonight. Story for another day. No, but we're having fun, Val. We have a ton of love for the Falcons, though. And if they do win this,
I'm on that train.
And say they go to Minnesota better watch the hell out then. Yeah. I mean, if the Falcons do win this football game, people better watch out because they're going back then.
For sure.
And that's how I feel about it. Do I think they're going to win it? No.
Falcons Fury. Guys, don't explain yourselves to a moron.
No, Valerie's cool. She said this is hilarious.
We love that.
She's loving it. She's loving it. Bob Harmon says no, hashtag no homo. None at all.
Valerie, send us friend requests. We need to keep you around for the duration of the playoffs.
Oh, that was a good time.
Jesus Christ, we're 15 minutes late. Take a break.
So we're not late for shit. Take a break when we want to. We're talking right now. But no, we talked about numbers before we go to break. We talked about, and we can talk about it after the break too and go back to it. Some of the numbers we talked about with the Falcons,
right? Like
the red zone efficiency, 20-plus yard plays, some things that are really down from last year. Their numbers on the road. We already know wild card teams, 9-17. That's already hard enough. They already have that up against it, odds stacked. Takeaways, second worst in the league. Only team worse than Browns. When you talk about one on the wing consistently on the road, back-to-back weeks, it's something you really got to get done. It's something Pharaoh Cooper and the Rams special teams helped them out with early.
Here you go. You
hope that.
Talk about rolling it out for them.
Yeah, you hope that you don't, Kenyon Bonner and them guys can take care of the football. It's the biggest thing. Take care of the football in games like this because it's inches.
Falcons Fury says you need to get Greg on Christian Mingle.
He would crush it. He really would tear it up.
By the way, just a little known fact here that the person who was responsible for a couple of those turnovers be one Blake Countess, a former Eagle. Thanks, Blake. Appreciate you helping us out.
Boy, countless.
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 Countess, countless.
Countless, whatever the hell his name is. Valerie's cool.
Yeah, we like Valerie.
She's fun.
It was a good time.
She said the Saints have no class. Yeah, I don't disagree. I hope Minnesota rolls them. We'll talk about that later on, too.
Yeah.
Sixers play in London tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Will you be in Orlando yet?
I will be in the air.
Oh, missing it. Mike, you'll be working?
I'll be landing about 4. I might get the second half.
You know what? I got an appearance on Lazy Booking on A2D tomorrow night, but I may have to maneuver my day around so that I am in front of a TV from like 3 to 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think you might have to.
Yeah.
You might have to. So we're talking heavy Eagles, all Eagles. Underdogs getting no respect. Which member of the Eagles had the biggest impact?
Which you still have to answer when we come back.
Anyway, I still have to answer on the outcome of Saturday's game versus Atlanta. We'll talk about that on the other side. We'll give our score, predictions, player of the game. You give your score, player of the game. Chance to win a little Visa gift card from us to you. That's what we do, baby.
Screenshot
That's
it.
what we do. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PA.
A2DRadio.com. This little segment brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Remember, when we come back, we need player of the game, score, chance for a Visa gift card. And we'll tell you how much, too. Could be a little more for playoff time. Could have went up a couple more. Could be the last. Hopefully not the last one we give away.
We're going Manziel style.
Well, this will not be the last one we give away. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. 215-369-3300. Or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2DRadio.com.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC, Certified Public Accountants. 215-369-3300. Or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com. Fucking guy's sick. Goes diving in the bag of Sour Patch.
Oh, there was no
With the
diving.
hands.
Yeah, you saw the bag get turned over.
Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
HDRadio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. BMW of Atlantic City, Roughneck 17 the Parkway. Find them online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. I've been doing that read so long, it's like engraved in my head. I go to bed like, oh, Len, BMW of Atlantic City, Roughneck 17 the Parkway. Find them online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. And listen, baby, you want to get your taxes done because that's hot in the street. You know, little Chappelle show, right? Little Making the Band. You remember that one? I know Robbie does.
Dylon.
Our certified public account. Make them yours. Tax season right around the block. Tax season right around the block. Get them done. Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Jesus, God. Took half the batch down.
Tommy, I
Patch.
drink only the finest breast milks.
Yeah, Cambodian, baby.
No double dipping.
Cambodian.
Hey.
So listen, heavy Eagles. We're talking Eagles, Falcons tonight on the show. Tom Renaud, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mlakovic, Rob Povey on the
All
ones
birds
and twos.
all night.
All birds all night. Battle of the Birds going on.
Yeah.
Eagles, Falcons. Our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. Which member of the Eagles will have the biggest impact on the outcome of Saturday's game versus Atlanta? Nicky Foles, Jay Ajayi, Fletcher Cox, Jalen Mills, other, Darby, whoever you got. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. I never answered mine, so I'll get to it. I know who you guys had. You guys had the big boys in the middle. You had Cox and the boys. I know Bobby Hartman thinks a lot like us, too, and I know that's the direction he went, and that's your highest paid guy. And we talked about I did a video before the season started. I was on the beach in Florida. And
Because that's where you do your best work.
And really
Who
do.
doesn't?
I mean, Jesus God, who doesn't want a palm tree in your life and a little water? You know, I could do videos from a beach all day, every day. But
Water.
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 So my point is I was critical of the guy for not being in camp when other guys were and whatnot. But this is the time of the year where he is your highest paid player on this football team. That's factual. It's not Carson like when he was healthy. It's Fletcher Cox. So you need him to dominate and especially get after Matt Ryan, and you need that front eight that we talk about to dominate. But you guys went that direction, so I'll just go. I'll go with the quarterback.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with Foles. He needs that the biggest impact in terms of not turning the football over, right? Distributing the football well, his playmakers, and this offense as a whole putting him in third and manageable situations, which then allows the deep ball to happen and other things that he's capable of doing. The weather, the conditions are better, more conducive for throwing the football, depending on the rain. But still, it's easier to throw in the rain than it is in zero. I mean, that's also factual.
Yeah.
So, I think he's going to have a good game. I really do. I'm not scared of that defense. Talk about the lack of turnovers they create and all that go into this football game. Nick Foles got to get it done. And so do other guys. Don't get me wrong. Everybody on that list needs to get it goddamn done to win divisional round playoff games and a lot more too. But he needs to not turn the football over. Don't give them something. Don't give them any energy. You know how these games go, right? It's a game of momentum. Don't give that football team any momentum on the road. The goal is that first drive. It's huge to get 7. Huge to get 7. Or at least points and say, hey, welcome to the link. Welcome to South Philly, baby. We're here to play. And we'll get to your comments, questions, concerns. Lorraine Nelson, 14-10 Eagles
I was going to say, I threw it out and I said, give us your prediction, gang. So keep them coming.
J-Train, player of the game. Bobby Hartman, 21-17. America's Birds. I love that one. Fletch, player of the game. Jason Grisoli, sorry. What up, Jay?
What's up, Jason?
Big win, 23-20. LeGarrette Ajayi, the difference makers. Love it, Jay. Love it, love it. Bob Hartman, the Valerie. Do you listen to sports radio down there? Curious on how Hugh Douglas is doing on the air. It's a little question for Val. Oh. Val's in. Bob said, "Tom, you want to be doing something right? You got listeners from Georgia." I said, "Bob, we're changing the goddamn game, baby. All right? One show at a time. Changing the goddamn landscape.
Is that where Hugh's at? Done. Is that where Hugh's at, down in the dirty?
Who?
Hugh?
I think so. I guess he's doing radio down there.
Yeah, Hugh and Ike had a little back and forth today because obviously Ike played for both squads, and Hugh's down there in Georgia now. So they had a little back and forth on the Twitter machine there. I got David Rosca, 35-0 Eagles over Atlanta, because you know he's looking for revenge. TTP Baldwin, 17-13 Eagles. Darby with a big interception. Aguilar, 2 touchdowns.
I love it.
So 17 points, and he's getting both the touchdowns. Interesting.
Well, my player of the game is going to say is the same as it was on Sunday, and I know we're getting there in a second, but it's going to be Nelson again. Right? I mean, that's your biggest playmaker on the outside, essentially. Alshon's your one, but in terms of getting a guy to football that can make plays after the catch, that's Nelson.
Yeah.
So you need him to have a big game. Really do. Huge. John Skull, hey, Tom from Camp Moore. What up, John? Jack Ruger, all of them. And that's what we were talking about.
Right.
Yeah. Every one of them and more. And a few more.
He's not wrong.
What do you got over there, Mike?
Ryan Brodo, 21-20 Eagles. Player of the game, Ronald Darby after a last-minute INT. Falcons Fury, 17-10 Falcons. Keanu Neal forced fumble. Player of the game.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, and that's fine.
21-10.
You know what? He's loyal to his team, and he's sticking by it. Like, I got no hate for that.
Should. He shouldn't, he shouldn't run from his squad.
He's not a cockroach.
Shouldn't run from his squad.
Todd Womack, 24-17 Eagles.
24-17 Eagles. I like that number. That was my number on Sunday.
I actually think some people are a little high. I'm kind of in the neighborhood of TTP Baldwin.
All right, well, then you give TTT.
TTT.
Oh, every time.
TTP.
TTM Mike Bowen.
You give his, and then you shoot yours.
Well, that's he was at 17-13 Eagles. Darby with the big INT. Aguilar, 2 interceptions. I'm 17-14 Eagles. And that's actually up a little bit from where I was earlier in the week. Because I was really thinking it was going to be a defensive struggle. But I think with the weather conditions improving, I mean, early rain on Saturday, clears out, game time temperature around 50. I mean, that's perfect football, playoff football weather. So, yeah. I still think both defenses show up and show up large. I mean, large. I don't even think you need 20 to win this game. I think 17 wins it.
Oh. Player of the game?
J-Train.
Greg?
I am 2013 Falcons. And my player of the game is going to be Julio.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Guy's an Eagles fan. It's just sickening. Makes you sick to your stomach.
You know what, though? I don't hate him for being a realist.
Oh,
I hate him for being a pessimist. I don't hate him for being a realist.
Well, if it comes to be real, comes to be true, then sure. I was 24-17 on Sunday, okay? My part of the game was Nelson. As this week's gone on, that number has gone up. The weather has gone up. The fact that this team is being overlooked has made this score go up. Because I don't think you want to piss a team off this time of year. I really don't think you want to do that. And I think what the odds makers did and what the media did is pissed off a football team. And I'm not sure that's what the Falcons wanted, right? Do you really want a pissed off football team? And we'll see if it translates. Sure. I believe it will. I believe this defense will show up. And I'll stay with the 17 where I was. But I'm gonna go up to 27-17 to make this a 2-score football game late. Eagles win. Player of the game, Nelson Aguilar, 2 TDs. Jason saying Big V will play a huge role and how he does against Vic Beasley. Lane's really going to be matched up more against Beasley, but still, I mean, if Atlanta's smart, they're going to move him around.
Right.
And you would assume they would, Jay.
I want to toss something out here real quick because I just came across it, and I find it to be real interesting. So 25 is the magic number. When the Eagles have 25 or more carries this season, they are 11-1.
Which means they're probably winning football games already, leading.
When the Falcons have 25 or more carries against them, they are 0-6.
Oh, that's factual, baby. John Scans, what up, John?
What's up, John?
Poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. 31, 24 birds, Foles, 3 TDs, and 300 plus.
Ouch.
I love that. That's sort of where my head is with Nick. That's sort of thing I think what he can do. We're talking about in the 50s now. That's more. We know he can't play well in the cold. A lot of guys can't. We talk about Derek Carr is a good quarterback and didn't look. I mean, Granny's had a bad year, a down year, but we know he can still spin it, right?
Yeah.
We know he can. He didn't spin nothing that night. Okay? As much as we don't like Dak and his progression, he can still throw the football enough for the most part, right? And he looked horrendous throwing the football. Why? The conditions.
Right.
So I don't put a lot of stock into what a guy does in 0. But 50, no excuses. There's no excuses. And especially with rain clearing out early, like Mike said, it's a football game you should win. And I don't need it to be – like for me to be then let's say I don't need it to be 20 below for me to feel confident about this football game. You know what I mean? I've seen warm weather teams come in here and beat us in big games in freezing temperatures. I don't need that, man. I want it conducive for both football teams because I think at home we're the better one. Fair enough?
Yeah.
That's all. On the road, it's a different story. But at home, I believe we're a better one.
Okay, it's a team that was 7-1 at home this year, and the game that they lost, it didn't count.
Exactly.
I mean,
the best record.
and they still only lost 6-0.
And the best record at home in the NFL over the last 2.
And they held Nate the Great back.
Oh, my goodness. I can't do it.
I just had to get it out there.
You are an ass, and you're loopy from the red eye.
He is.
I just
John
had to get it
Scant
out
says
there.
to throw you off the couch. Falcons, really? People aren't happy about the Falcons pick.
It happens.
Jason.
He's giving me agita.
Jason Grisoli, another note, Falcons are an easy pick against the spread, right? Vegas doesn't give away money, folks. Birds win. That's what I was saying earlier.
Yep.
You know, the line to most jabrones is going to make you take the Falcons. With the national media telling you how good Atlanta is again and how Philadelphia isn't good, right? And how Atlanta was getting a second-round bye here in the playoffs and get people believing in that and get people to load up on Atlanta. Eagles win. Vegas makes it killing. That's why they're the best in the business and the smartest.
Renee Ballard, 23-9, safety by the D, and hold them to 3 field goals.
We're going safety. Nice.
I would love a safety.
That'd be.
That means that front eight's going to get you, baby. Valerie, Corbin. I got to love this out of Valerie, right? Cooking segment? Maybe. Definitely. No question about it.
Yeah, look, I could sling it in the kitchen a little bit. You don't get this body not being able to cook.
True. That's real talk. Deion Brown knows.
Hey,
I just eat.
You've been to my tailgates. You know I can sling it.
Favorite tailgating food she wants to know.
Oh, for me, it's easy. It's the pulled pork mac and cheese.
It is. I had that. It is flat out
That's
delicious.
just a no-brainer.
What else we got? Deion Brown said no one has the Eagles winning this game according to ESPN, NFL Network, and also according to the crumb of a human being, Bayless. That was against the world, Deion. That's what we're saying, brother. Nobody has you winning, and that's usually when you win football games.
And you know what that reminds me of, though? I go back to the beginning of the season. What was it, week 5 or week 6, when they went to Carolina on a Thursday night, and they had their little NFL Network pregame show, and they make their predictions, and they have their, the face on the side or the face up top or whatever, and they flash the logo. And that entire screen was nothing but Carolina Panthers logos, and wow, donezo. And it's going to happen again Saturday night.
A lot of times it's happen when you start crowning.
Yeah. Kuechly got hurt, big part of that game, but yeah, absolutely.
Well, injuries are 100%.
Sure.
We know that. We know that rate.
No doubt.
Carson got hurt against the Rams. We won the football game, so excuses are excuses. We can make them for teams.
Atlanta's -3, as we know.
Right.
minus 102. So it's almost that's the bet. That's where you're making your money. The Eagles are plus 3, minus 118. So to everyone's point, the money is on the value. I'm sorry, is on the Falcons because it's almost even money at this point.
Makes sense. What's the over under? Just curious on where they think that where they're putting that point mark at.
Game total.
I'm going to say 42.
Sorry, I wasn't. 41.
41. So they're telling you low scoring. They're telling you low scoring. That goes over. I have it over at 27-17, obviously,
Yeah.
but it's an over game. It's definitely an over game for me. What do you got over there?
Falcons Fury. I need them recipes, fellas. I'm skinny as hell over here making spaghetti and breadsticks.
Dude, spaghetti and breadsticks ain't putting a little
Meat on them bones?
a little something on you.
And then Ryan actually chimes in and goes, hey, guys, I want to get your opinions on what people have been saying the last week. They've been saying that if the Eagles lose to the Falcons, then the entire season will be a waste of time.
Yeah, we spoke about I spoke about it on the video. A waste of time? No, because you don't have 13-3 seasons all the time. You see how the NFL can work. It could be not in the playoffs the following year. You just don't. You never know in this league. So a waste of time in that aspect. A waste of time in some great moments. Seeing the development of Carson. None of that's a waste of time, right? But you lose this football game. It's a disappointment, and it's a major one. If this game's on the road or different circumstances, yes, but it's allowed to be a major disappointment.
And I think maybe of a waste of an opportunity as opposed to waste of time because you're right. You had whatever happened this year, you fell into 13-3.
Yep.
Or you got yourself to 13-3.
You say fell in. Get the fuck out of here.
You got yourself to 13-3.
He gets me so upset. You guys say fell into it. Fell into what? You don't fall into 13-3, Daddy.
But
You're better than that. Start lying to the goddamn people.
You
I'm
lost your
getting upset.
MVP.
Late night.
You lost your MVP. So waste of an opportunity because who knows what that could have been.
We know. Yep.
With Carson. And I'm not saying it can't still get there.
Listen, don't make me lose more sleep. Okay, don't make us. We know what it could have been.
All I'm going to say is 13-3 to me put them a year ahead of schedule.
Yes.
So all a loss this week would be to bring them right back to where they're supposed to be, which was first round of the playoffs or make the playoffs. Fine.
Yeah.
Am I disappointed? Yeah, I'm absolutely disappointed. But is it a waste? No. They're on schedule.
No.
They're absolutely on schedule.
They definitely are because, I was 11-5 guy. We knew that. Okay? But still, 13-3 is over.
You were an 11-5 guy, and then you were a 12-4 guy. And then
it happened.
And then you were a 13-3 guy, which is how it turned out, by the way.
Which is how it turned out, but everything lived up to what was talked about. Yeah. We talked about Carson's development, and if he is who we think he is, this is the best team in the NFC East. We all talked about that one, right? We talked about if this defense can be a top 5 caliber, which they are at home, this can be the best team in the NFC East before the season started. Well, what translated is you had the best team with 11 in maybe football.
This is great.
So without him, can you still be the best team in the NFC? I think you can still pull it off in a small sample size of games like you have. Like you talk about, Foles is a hot and cold guy. Can he get hot Saturday and let it translate through?
This is great. Falcons Fury says, it's like saying Super Bowl or bust. That's fucking retarded. Excuse me for being offensive.
No offense here.
Disappointment is part of the game. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you were up 28-3 in the Super Bowl. You get it.
Yeah, disappointment is. And you're allowed to be disappointed.
Yeah.
It's okay. Now to call it, to say like a major disappointment, it depends how you go about it. Like to me, like you lose a home playoff game, it's a disappointment. Period. Facts. You lose any game in the playoffs, it's a disappointment. It always stinks.
Yeah.
But
what do you think, Greg?
I said waste of an opportunity as opposed to waste of time.
But I mean you don't see it as a step back in any way.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
No,
right.
no, absolutely not.
A step back would be everybody being healthy. You're 13-3,
and then you go out and shit the bed,
and you get lumped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody comes in and smacks you right in the jaw, and you lose by double digits at home, and you're one and done. Going in as a power.
Right.
You're the Rams. I mean, essentially, but the Rams were a wild card. You're the Rams. You're the toast of the leg. You're flat out lighting the lamp, scoring, throwing the football around, pounding the football, the whole 9, and you get a playoff, score 13.
It was a catch.
That's a disappointment.
Yeah.
In terms of, wait, we just took a step back? the Rams fans that could worry.
Well,
it should.
By the way, I love the lighting the lamp reference too.
Yeah, a little hockey, a little light it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I mean, I think if we get trounced, then yeah, you might have to think of what happened to count that, but I don't think that's
What,
happening.
on this Saturday?
Yeah, like if it's a bad loss and it's a glaring on one side, like maybe Doug just doesn't show up for some reason,
or Schwartz's defense gets laid on.
or Schwartz is putting Malcolm as a nose tackle. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it goes back to this dumb shit. Yeah.
TTP Ballin says this season proved that we have a franchise caliber MVP quarterback and a coach that can win us football games. And L would be a disappointment. But this is just the start. There's only one team that can win it all.
Preach, brother.
Jimmy Chonga.
That was a great one because that's my thoughts exactly.
Jimmy Chonga, this cracks me up. Eagles fans need to bring vuvuzelas and megaphones to the link. And maybe in the stands, but we're all playing Saturday. Get loud, get real loud.
Let's go, man. You know what? Let the energy feed the players. Deion Brown, refresh my memory, fellas. How many TDs did Foles throw after Carson's injury? Or better yet, how many points were put up after his injury? I remember Brandon Graham's TD. What was it? Was it a field goal in the Rams game?
They were down 3 when he came in. He got him a field goal to tie, a field goal to go ahead, and then the Brandon Graham touchdown at the end.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
And then I don't think he scored. Oh, and then that was in the Giants game.
Bob Hartman said he was 9-7, 10-6 if things break their way. Expectations change as the season goes on, though. And he also says, waste of time, no. Disappointment, absolutely. And that's the same sentiment we have. Jason,
because even with that, you had an MVP caliber year from Carson.
Well, that's a disappointment alone.
And although we all think Carson is as great as he is, did we really expect that? Like an MVP caliber. We thought he was going to improve. I don't think anyone truly thought he was going to be MVP.
No, I honestly.
I mean, you thought a step.
Pie in the sky, yeah, but you don't get.
I thought top 10.
Yeah, I mean, but that's fine.
But that's fine. But
like, you don't get a second-year quarterback going from as inconsistent as he was last year to MVP in year 2.
No, absolutely.
That's kudos to every person on that coaching staff and himself.
Why do you think John DiFilippo is getting interviews ahead of Frank Reich?
Well, because when your quarterback's in at 5 a.m., it makes everybody look good. You can sleep till 10, baby. I mean, you come in strolling in late with your hair bad, your tie undone. It don't matter. Bob Armour says, in quotes, it was a catch. Who just yelled that from behind the scenes? Pove? Jason said, F that on the schedule nonsense. We are here. We are 8 quarters away from the Super Bowl. I love that. Yep. We
absolutely
are, brother. Deion Brown says, I heard Stephen A. says he believes the Eagles can win. He doesn't trust Nick Foles. This is the same guy when Foles threw 4 TDs the very next week against the New York Giants. He was all on the Foles train. And you're right, Deion, but this is that's what we're talking about with the Falcons. Everybody's on their train because they recently just won.
Yeah.
It's a blowhard happy media, the national media. They're going to blow whatever just won.
Well, it's
whatever just won's a heavy dose, baby.
They all have
Pornhub
agendas.
2.0.
They all have agendas. It's clickbait for them. They all have to talk about something.
See, this is what's wild right now, though, is if the Eagles win even just one playoff game, then the whole argument for Carson being the MVP gets downgraded. But if the Eagles lose, then it's like you're pretty much making the whole argument that Carson's the MVP.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I don't want them to lose because I don't give a rat's ass what's in his trophy case outside of a Lombardi.
But they
shouldn't. You know what I mean?
But they shouldn't be mutually exclusive.
No, they shouldn't be. And even if they do win, and the defense creates a ton of turnovers, something like that, and they just dismantle the Falcons' offense, well, then it's like, well, he's still an MVP. You can't change it because if they win or lose. Really, he's an MVP caliber player.
Sure,
it's factual. Right. Anyway, we slice it. We don't have to do that to ourselves, and that's not fair to Carson. Look, it's not fair to 11.
I'm expecting
through enough.
I'm expecting to roll back in here next week with this beard just still itching the shit out of me. So I'm letting it ride. It comes off.
Ride it, brother.
It comes off the day after the Eagles season ends. Whenever that may be, that's when it comes off.
And listen, if they win the whole goddamn thing, it's staying on to the following year. We're letting it ride, baby.
Grizzly Adams had a beard.
I'll be rolling Santa Claus style up in here.
Is that Grizzly? Can't see well. Rolling Using is that William? Is that Bill Shakespeare? You got a lot of time when you're living in a van down by a river. It's great.
Oh,
It's
my
the greatest
goodness.
one in the world, boys.
Anybody else with any more predictions? Come on, gang. Got some time left here.
Yeah, bring them.
We'll take them.
Give me something bold, baby. Give me something bold to happen Saturday.
Something bold.
Something bold.
Nick Foles runs for a touchdown.
Ooh, how many yards for it?
Like 5.
5, okay. I would say 10's bold.
Like a quarterback draw.
Like a draw. On a fourth and goal
On a
from
fourth
the
and goal
5.
from the 5.
Don't touch my hand, you're sick.
Give me some elbows.
Yeah, I love you. I love you.
Something bold.
I hid out in my room. My dad was home for the holidays because he got sick. And I'd never seen him like on a bed sick. And I said, screw this shit. I literally closed the door to the room, and I was everywhere I walked, I was just Lysol. It was hysterical. He's like, oh, yeah, you really want me to get on my flight? I said, yeah, I sort of do. Is it Wednesday yet? Jason Grisoli. Kickoff return for a TD.
That is bold.
That is bold.
Definitely not happening.
And that doesn't happen in the league. It's happened twice all season. Right? Isn't it twice?
Yeah.
It didn't happen till what, week 14 or 13? Something late, right?
Yeah,
it was late.
And then it happened again in 16, yeah.
Yeah.
Or 17 last week, yeah.
It's funny. That move up changed that game.
Eagles recover an onside kick.
So they're losing. No, yeah. So your bold prediction's really irrelevant
That's fine.
because you got them losing. So your bold prediction
I
would
could have
be-
went Falcons. I
your
could
bold
have went Falcons.
Yeah, well,
based.
your bold prediction should be for the Falcons then.
Renee Bauer.
All right.
Renee Bauer.
Mohamed Sanu throws a touchdown.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's
I'll
done
throw
that,
up.
though.
I'll throw up. Would you stop it?
That's
I'll
bold,
throw
like,
up.
in the
Don't
game.
you put that on us. Don't you start putting evil.
Hey,
Don't
hey,
you start
you
putting
yelled
evil.
at me for going Eagle side.
You went throwing receiver throwing TD passes. That's a shove up the ass, Greg.
I love some of these, though. Hold on. Renee Bauer, I'm waiting to color my tat. Will not get it done until they win it all. Okay, love it, Renee.
Always wait for that thing.
TTP, Foles breaks an 80-yard run.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Come on.
The Madden glitch.
Jake Bloss, who has been quiet until now. Jacob, what's up,
What
buddy?
up, Jacob?
Eagles 31-17. David Roska comes in with a real prediction now, 33-15 Eagles. TTP Ballin. I kind of like the safety. Might up my prediction to 19-13.
Nice. I love it. I love it, brother. Sixers tomorrow, 3 p.m. London. TTP. Let's go get it, baby.
Falcons Fury. Matt Ryan rushes for 50 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's like Blake Bortles running for 200.
Oh, Renee says, bold prediction, Foles throws 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers, and every back gets a touchdown.
Oh, Jesus.
Defense gets a safety and a scoop and score. So they're winning like 75
Oh,
to
my
nothing.
God. How many points we put up? Let's load up on the overs.
That's like Brian Westbrook coming on and saying you almost want to run the ball 50 times. Like, what do you do? What do you do?
That's a former running back talk.
Like, yeah, stop. I
and
love
he's
you,
got
babe.
CTE.
Again, Chuck
I love
just went
it.
6 to midnight.
I love it. Yeah, he did. He heard that and said, yeah, I got the carries all figured out. I think he created like a graphic.
Well, no, you just heard Brian Westbrook and went, doing.
Ding. Ishmael Rodriguez. What's up, Ishmael?
Ishmael.
Blunt with 2 TDs. Run game will dominate. Defense will hold it down with 2 pick sixes. 2017. Well, that doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. Can't have 2 pick sixes and 2 TDs from Blunt.
Yeah, so that would be
That's 28.
It's
28-17. Guys, what's up with Yelich? I want him.
I don't mind
That's
it,
what
but
Jason's saying.
I don't mind it, but Herrera's got to go as part of that deal.
Yeah, I don't give up Williams.
We'll talk about it in a minute. Valerie Corbin, good show, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Val. Appreciate you chiming in.
Browns will win the Super Bowl next year. If you go my route, I got them right in the playoffs. My route's simple. Draft Saquon 1, okay? Draft Minka 4, okay? And go sign Kirk Cousins. If you want to be a playoff team tomorrow afternoon, you want to be a playoff team yesterday, that's how you get one real quick.
Well, hold on a
real
second.
quick, they're a playoff team.
Step back there for a second, and let's just map this out for the people real quick. If you got Saquon Barkley at tailback, Kirk Cousins at quarterback, throwing the ball to Corey Coleman
And Josh Gordon.
with the 2 tight ends that they have, good Lord.
You got
That offense would be ridiculous.
And you got a shutdown corner, and you
And-
saw
and-
rookies.
and
You saw
you
rookies
have-
come in and be shutdown corners right away. Marshawn Lattimore, there's another guy too. I'm drawing a blank. There's
Miles
another
Garrett.
rookie.
Well, Adoree Jackson, too. in
Adoree
Tennessee.
Jackson,
Yeah,
yup.
look at Jalen Ramsey last year.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey. I mean, so you rookies don't that curve coming in corner-wise isn't a big deal, and Mink is a stud pop. So to me,
SEC corner.
or they go to best the end on the board, and they really get cute
Chubb.
and establish an identity that we're just going to come get you.
Garrett and Chubb on
Yeah,
on either side.
and we don't care who's. But that's how they become a playoff team. And it's really based on them two, because you got 4 picks in the top 35 essentially. But them picks and assigning a Kirk Cousins, and boom, you're a playoff team.
Oh, I gotta address this one. Falcons Fury says Boulder. Matt Bryant takes advantage of a fumbled snap on a field goal and runs it in for a touchdown.
Oh my God!
Look,
don't do Matt Bryant.
I am still having.
Don't you do Matt Bryant?
I am having Matt Bryant nightmares still from 11 freaking years ago when he was on the Buccaneers.
Dude, that hit a Frontier plane at the airport. That thing went so far. I mean, I think it's still going. It literally hit a plane at the airport. That's how far that thing went.
I mean, we won a game this year on a 61-yarder that we were praying was going to, like, you know.
Please.
Please get there. Please get there. Please get there. This dude just rears back from 62 and boom. Done.
Wills had him missing a field goal and us winning.
Ooh, that's
So
real
a
ball.
little redemption. A little Matt Bryant redemption.
A little karma, if you will.
Jarrell says QBs that throw over 5 picks against someone are 1-7 in the playoffs. Take Jags money line. Jarrell said.
Jags money line.
And he said Birds 2017.
All right.
I like it, brother. Ben threw 6 in a game. They are done. Jags are a lock. I like the Jags in that football game. The cover, definitely. I like that defense that much. Bob Harmon says, Valerie, win or lose, you got to come back after the game. You can either gloat or eat some crow.
I like that he's an equal opportunity welcomer. Come on back.
He says, I guess, Deion Brown, I do not trust any Penn State running back coming out of college. Yo, I know what you're saying, but this one's different.
It's a different animal.
This one's different. Yeah. This one's a knuckle.
TTP ball, and the Browns need to change their name and get rid of that ugly-ass orange. It just gives off losing vibes.
It really
They
does.
need to hire Sonny Weaver Jr.
There you
That's
go.
all.
That's it.
That's it. I mean, I just made him a playoff team.
But to your point, I mean, I know it's a freaking movie, but he went impact defensive guy, running back, and their 2 picks.
There you go.
And what am I saying?
And he kept with a quarterback that knew the system.
Right.
But we don't know how the move turned out. I mean, obviously we think.
Yeah, we have an idea.
Yeah.
We have an idea. I mean, there were some high prize guys they got.
Yeah.
And so would this be. This is the best player coming out in college football is Saquon Barkley. And I'm not a Penn State guy.
No, you're not.
I'm not a we are guy. I'm a fact guy. And the facts are he's so goddamn special. He's so elusive. He's a playmaker. He's a game breaker. Them kind of guys are impact guys right away in the league, especially running backs.
And the scary thing is if anything of Cleveland can be scary, is they don't even need him to be, because you have Crowell and you have Duke Johnson Jr. back there who are at least serviceable because they were there this year. So, I mean, that would be a nice stable running backs there.
Yeah.
If it turned out.
Definitely.
TTP Ballin says, I like them getting Cousins. Stop drafting, period, because their management just can't do it.
Nah.
Build around free agents. And then Falcons Fury says, all the Browns need is a fashion designer, and they will whoop the Pats' ass. And then he says, he's talking about Bryant. He goes, Money Matt never misses. I'll bet my spaghetti and breadsticks on that.
Don't give it up. Don't give your breadsticks up. Jarrell says, sorry, Tom.
Can we get some information on these breadsticks, though? Like, we got any Parmesan? What we get on there?
A little garlic butter?
Yeah, we get any cheese on it?
I want to get to the Phillies deal in a second. But Jarrell says, sorry, Tom, I'll explain. First Steelers-Jags game, Ben threw 6 picks.
Yes.
When they play that team in the playoffs, I guess teams are 1-7.
Playoffs?
So that's a little interesting number, brother.
Jags money line is plus 275.
Oh, I'll put some on that. I'll throw just 25 on it.
There's a few fazools going on there.
That's where you just took a 25 spot and let it ride, dude. You lose, who cares?
7.5 is the spread.
I'm taking Jags all day.
The value, though, is the Steelers. The Steelers at minus 7.5 are a plus 110.
So what does it tell you?
Jags are a minus 130.
Tells you Jags.
So there's no money on the Jags, though. But you're right. That's
why.
exactly
When
what
there's no money, you go the other way sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just a cover. I'm not talking to win outright. I'm talking straight cover to 7.5.
Yeah.
because I think this defense is so good they keep him in that football game. As bad and inept as Blake Bortles can be at times, this defense will keep them in that football game. It's the best defense in football, man. They ain't scared of nobody. They already beat them there once. Ain't scared of them.
Dude, you're absolutely right.
I thought Bortles was a top 5 quarterback.
Well, that's Fournette.
He's elite.
He's been hit a lot, dude. He's already got CTA.
Well, there's another team, though. You put a guy like Eli, like you was talking about Kirk Cousins on Cleveland. You put a guy like Eli, they're running away with that NFC or AFC South.
See, that's funny because I could actually see Eli doing the Cleveland thing and Cousins going to Jacksonville.
I was just going with Coughlin being there.
No, but I hear what you're saying. Jake Bloss, Cousins to the Browns is such a slap in the face to foreskin fans.
Oh, we love that. We like to put the foreskin right on their face. That's how we roll here when it comes to Skins fans.
And then TTP Baldwin responds to him and says, not really. They were ass even with him. Terrell Pryor was the biggest disappointment in all of sports this year.
Yeah,
he
definitely was.
He stinks. I wanted to look at the Yelich deal that Jason brought up earlier. He said, "Do you do the Yelich deal?"
So the proposed Yelich deal
Williams,
is
Alfaro, Moniak.
No, I just read it. I'm sorry, I just read it quickly. Was this actually proposed, or was this just some writer saying this is what he thinks it would get?
This is what they believe it would take to get Yelich.
Okay.
And it's Alfaro, either Williams or Altair, and Moniak. And my issue with the deal is actually Alfaro. And I think, for me, if you're getting Yelich back in the deal, I don't want to part with either Altair or Williams, but I would part with Herrera and basically trade him center fielder for center fielder. If you're taking Alfaro in the deal, I'm not giving you Williams or Altair. I'll give you Herrera before I give you either of them.
I give you a lot for Yelich because that's how much I love Christian
Me too.
Yelich. I have a feel like that deal seems strange to me because if you think of a rebuilding process, you want at least one pitcher in any deal that you get.
Right.
So to not have a pitcher on there, whoever it is, seems strange to me in the makeups of the deal.
For both teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the Phillies are giving up Moniak, Alfaro, and Williams. It's for Yelich, and I want an arm too.
Or Real Muto. Or give me Real
Muto
back.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Rob.
Is that what you're saying, Rob?
I was going to say, what if they threw in Real Muto with Yelich in that same proposed deal for Alfaro?
Okay. Now I have no problem giving up Alfaro if Real Muto's coming back, because Real Muto becomes my starting catcher from day one. And it's not even a question.
Yeah.
Guy's a top 5 catcher.
I agree, though. You do not trade Alfaro because we don't have catching depth to all of a sudden just get rid of our top guy.
Yeah.
I
like a guy who flat out rakes too. In my opinion,
Andrew Knapp's okay. I like Andrew Knapp.
he's not a starter. He's not an
Cameron
everyday
Rupp's
guy.
okay.
Right.
Again,
Average
not
at
an everyday
best.
guy. Not an everyday guy.
That's a difference maker if he can just stop being a hot mess behind the plate. Alfaro.
Yeah, and I think that's growth. That's time.
No, you're right though, because you basically have Rupp, Alfaro, and Knapp, and then your next best catching prospects are at single A.
Yeah, so there's no depth to get rid of somebody unless you're getting a Real Muto
bro, listen.
back. But I don't give up Williams at all.
If you're asking for Moniak and Williams, just for I'm saying that's a 2-for-2 deal. Like you're not just giving me Yelich. You're taking my number 1 pick last year, right?
Right.
And you're taking a guy who came up to the big leagues and hit the baseball and showed he can hit the big league level, and was a top prospect. I'm not just giving you. And as much as I love Yelich, I want something more back. I want another arm or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't need a catcher now, but I want an arm.
You put Jose Urena in that deal too. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you want our top guys in our organization. Then I want yours.
You're right, and I give up Herrera at the drop of a hat. I
don't. But to me,
if you're getting Yelich back.
No, to me, if I can have a Herrera and Yelich in my lineup's even better. It's better. Now we're talking wild card conversations because we can hit. And we can start to hit with big boys. And you're getting close to that because now you have Santana in your lineup too. Don't forget about that. Now you have 3 big-time pro hitters in your lineup. Say what you want about Herrera. Yeah, he drives you crazy at times, A, B, C, and D, right, et cetera. I get it. Yeah. But flat out can hit at the big league level. So now you have 3 big league hitters mixed around pups.
Right, and you're right. But the reason that I go there, and I'm sorry, Greg, we'll come back in a second, is if you have Santana, Rhys Hoskins is locked in as your left fielder. Okay? If you have if you get Yelich and you have Herrera, you basically now have two of the same guy. You have two left-handed hitting center fielders. I mean, are you gonna move one of them to right field, and then you're sitting Williams and Altair?
Well, no, because Williams would be in the deal.
Well,
essentially,
presumably, but
essentially,
it's to me, I would rather part with Herrera, put Yelich in center field, and then have that, call it platoon of Altair and Williams and right, with the idea that Altair can then also play left and center if need be. Williams can also play left and center if need be. Hoskins could also play first base if need be. I mean, I think that there's a lot more versatility keeping those guys as opposed to Odubel. And I'm not even bringing this from the Odubel drives me nuts thing. I just think that he's got a friendly enough contract for Miami to take him on, and he's just the one piece that makes the most sense to get rid of.
But not for them, though.
Well, not for them, but for us.
But it plugs in a Latin American player in a Latin American city, and all
I
that
get
stuff.
all that, but for me, for me to make my baseball team better,
Sure.
right? I'm gonna keep commodities I know can play.
Yeah.
So for me, he's like, why would? Okay, I know they're similar type players in a way, but to me, you can play center, you can play anywhere. So I'm not concerned about that. And we're talking about big league hitters. Yelich drives the ball more than Odubel does. Odubel's more of a double guy.
Yeah.
So they're different in that aspect.
You forgot about Caesar too in your lineup.
I forgot about that. So that's
Caesar,
four.
and that's where I was
That's
going.
four. So that's four.
But I try and in this proposed deal, I try and get rid of Altair until he can prove that he can stay healthy for almost like a Stanton thing, like 150 games. To me, he's just a guy.
He's tradable.
He's just a guy to me. Now, if he stays healthy for 150 games, he becomes more than just a guy. So I would get rid of that as opposed to a Williams if I could.
I just don't want to move him because I think it makes the outfield way too left-handed heavy. But that's just me. I mean, at some point, if they do move him, you got to figure Roman Quinn comes up to be your fourth or fifth outfielder, and he's a switch hitter. So
that's fine. And then he probably doesn't get hurt because he doesn't play a lot. So you don't have to worry about injury.
Speaking of injuries on the guy.
But, do I love Yelich? Yeah. Your asking price can't be holding me over coals for him. You got to be realistic. I think, when you talk about consistency, I think he was the best out of the three out there. That's my opinion. If Stanton's going to draw the most attention because he hits a long ball and people fall in love with that. But the best hitter out of them three, and Ozuna's right there, too.
Yeah.
To me, Stanton's almost the third out of them.
Yes. Oh, he absolutely is.
It's funny. I can't believe it.
There's no doubt.
And Stanton's the one got paid. But to me, Yelich, Ozuna are the two best pure hitters out of them three. And Yelich is the best pure hitter. So, yeah, would I give you some things up for him? No question. But you're not going to get like a Moniak and a Williams.
Right.
It would have to be look elsewhere.
And I'm okay giving up a Moniak if
I'm unplugging for 1 second.
If
see if that's the reason.
You're right. If I'm not giving up Williams as well, you're right. You can't give up both.
Yeah, we're good with that.
Yep.
2 minutes wrap. Yeah, Jay. Yeah, diehard birds, but we'll listen to anybody talk bases any day. No question, man. Bases are our forte here, baby.
Yeah.
It's funny because
we're excited about some baseball.
Somebody in the YouTube chat was like, holy shit, you're still going and you're talking baseball? I love it.
Yeah.
We always talk baseball.
Yeah.
We could talk baseball 52 weeks a year and it wouldn't phase us.
We could do basketball, too.
It was
like
funny,
that,
real
too.
quick. I know we're getting ready to get out of here. I was at Outback out there, and there was a guy from Cleveland, and we were going back and forth talking about it. And he was like, thank you for taking on Santana. And I'm like, oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
We'll take him. He goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, as great as he is, he's going to annoy you at times.
Of course.
Because his on-base percentage is like 50,000, but his average is like 200 because he's going to walk in some big spots where you want him to drive the ball. And I'm like, I get it because I like to watch Cleveland.
Right.
Yeah, me
and
too.
especially Santana. But he was like, thank you for taking that $20 million off. And we're like,
Hey,
I'll
you
take
know what?
it.
I'll take it.
Listen, we want to thank all of you for listening.
Absolutely.
Every
Yes.
single
Great,
one of you,
great
every comment.
participation, and I loved it.
Saturday, we ain't shocking the world, baby. We're just doing what we came out here to do, and that's to beat the Atlanta Falcons. So fly, Eagles, freaking fly. You go into the game. Be safe out there, but be fucking rowdy, okay? Make your presence felt.
Loud, loud, loud.
I'd like to thank Gibson Mayer LLC for sponsoring our show every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Our certified public account. Make them yours. GibsonMayer.com. Another edition of Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2DRadio.com. For Tom Renone, Michael Maddox, Greg Milwakovic, Rob Povey on ones and twos. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. We out.
Peace.
Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.